Good to see you all. I am just going to get everything set up here on my laptop so I can read comments. Let me refresh, make sure it says I'm still waiting over here. If you can see me, if you can hear me, let me know in the comments that you can see and hear, because on my laptop it says that we're still waiting, but according to the TV, we are live. So I'm not getting any responses or comments. Oh, here we go. Okay, I got it set up here on my computer. I am seeing myself here. So looks like all right, great. Okay. Everyone, the comments are starting to flow in. So hello, everyone. Hello, John, Relaska, Gretchen, Chip, Natty, J.K., Lauren, Ron Dog. I'm a Jeep guy, Jessica, grilled cheese now. I love the creative YouTube names. Grilled cheese now. That's what I need. I need some grilled cheese right now.
You already had dinner.
I know, I already had dinner. So aloha from Travalore. And hello from Australia for Megan. So hello everyone.
What time is it there?
Yeah, what time is it for you in Australia right now? Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks, everyone, for joining our Christmas live stream,
Yay,
I guess.
Kaylee, have fun. Disneyland or Disney World? Which
Kaylee
one?
is headed to Disney tomorrow. Hello, Ashley from New Mexico. Dennis, hello from Las Vegas. Awesome. Konnichiwa from Japan.
Konnichiwa.
Merry Christmas to Sherry. Hi, Lily. Still waiting on a response from Kaylee. I'm assuming Disneyland. Yeah, there we go. There it is.
Have
Disneyland.
Fun.
Awesome.
You won't see us. We're blocked out. We can't go.
Juan just came back from Disneyland.
Nice.
So
we had a good time.
And John's in Winter Haven. Yeah, you're right there at Orlando. We would love to go back to Orlando.
They need to make a teleportation device
yes.
So we can just, zap right there.
You should just be able to go to Disneyland and walk through a door and end up in like Magic Kingdom, right?
Wouldn't that be nice? Like the movie last night. Go through a random portal in a toy store and end up somewhere.
It's super fun. I have no agenda for this stream. I have no plans. We're just kind of coming on and hanging out. I figured we haven't done a live stream in 3 or 4 months and figured it was probably due. Just to let you all know, there will be no video on Christmas Day. If you haven't figured out that nobody will probably watch a video that I put out on Christmas Day. Well, I would probably do it on the day before.
You don't want to work Christmas Eve either.
No, I don't want to work Christmas Eve either. So there will be no video on Wednesday. This is kind of, the live stream is kind of like the replacement for the video on Wednesday. It's kind of what we're doing. We're doing this live stream. So you still get 3 videos this week. It's just going to be Saturday, Monday, and Friday. But there will be a video on New Year's Day. That's the plan. There should still be a video on New Year's Day. In fact, that will probably be the kickoff of the 2025 Disneyland content. And over Christmas break, I'm going to be working on those guides, food guides, ride guides, that sort of thing, because they take a lot of time to put together. So I'm going to get started on them. Since we're blocked out of Disneyland until, well, we're going back January 5th, but I don't remember exactly when my pass gets unblocked.
I think January 4th.
Mine might be the 3rd. I don't know.
I think it's the 4th.
Is it the 4th?
Pretty sure
okay.
It's a Saturday.
Either way, we won't be back to Disneyland for a little while, so it gives me time to work on some other things. But let's check on some of these comments here. JLK Coder says, "Hi, I have a question. What was your job before you made and filmed Disneyland YouTube videos?" I was a marketing representative specialist. I don't know what you want to call it. I was basically the marketing manager, but they didn't give me that actual title.
They didn't pay you.
They didn't pay me. They didn't want to pay me manager level wages, I guess. I don't know, but I was a marketing manager, for lack of a better term, for a heating and air conditioning company here in San Diego. And when I joined with them, they had basically like maybe $1,000 or $2,000 of revenue coming in from like marketing sources. They had no marketing in place, and I over the course of 3 years, I ramped it up to $2 million in sales through marketing sources. And so that's over the course of the year, I think. So I do have a background in marketing. YouTube is not so different from marketing, and just marketing myself instead of
Business.
a business. And so yeah, that's kind of what I did beforehand. Um,
You
let's
will be in
see.
Hawaii.
You saw that comment coming.
End of May. Do you remember what date? School ends what, the 18th, I think? Let me check.
I've got the
when's
dates.
the last day of school? I can tell you.
The
I know when the
dates.
last day of school is.
Okay.
May. Oh, never mind. May 21st is when school gets out.
Mhm.
So we're going May 22nd.
Through the 30th. May 22nd through the 30th is what I have. The only thing that we currently have confirmed is our Aulani reservation is for Monday. Can you fix that? That thing is blinking.
How do I fix it?
Just wiggle the cord or something. I don't know. There's one of my external lights for brightening up this area is like on the fritz at the moment. That's better, maybe. I don't know. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Aulani, I have Aulani reservations
Now
for.
I can't see.
I have Aulani reservations for May 26th through May 30th. If it keeps flashing, I'm just gonna turn it off.
It's still flashing.
The screen, yeah, just turn it off. The screen's gonna get a little bit darker. You're not gonna be able to see us quite as well, but we're gonna have to deal with it. Because that thing was starting to like give me not seizures, if you will, but it's bothering my eye. So we have 4 nights in Aulani. That's what we had last year.
Did you book the Holiday Inn Express yet?
No, I did not book the Holiday Inn Express yet. We're gonna go back to the same hotel we stayed at last time because we loved it so much. But we're extending our time in Waikiki by a day, and we are essentially just going to stay in Aulani when we get to Aulani. Last time we went to the North Shore for a day, and it's my hope to move the North Shore to the time when we're staying in Waikiki so that we can enjoy
we
Aulani
might still
more.
do it while we're at Aulani, but we're not going to do a luau while we're up there, so we're not going to be gone like the whole entire day. If we do a North Shore day, it'd be for like lunch in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And we may still leave Aulani for a few meals this time because I think the only one we might repeat there is Makahiki breakfast, but we said the dinner wasn't really worth it for the price.
Lauren would like to know, what is Disneyland usually like December 26th and 27th?
Busy.
You're the only person who's even gone over that
But the thing
is
like when I went, it was back when there were no reservations. And so people say that the reservations don't do anything. I still think they do, because the one year I went at Christmas time, we got locked out of Disneyland Park for like 2 hours or something. We had hopped to DCA. We tried to hop back, and we got told, no, you cannot come back over. We are at capacity. And it was to the point, though, where there was like no mobile order, nothing like that. And I remember we waited an hour, I think, just to get food. Because the lines were so long because there was no mobile ordering. Yeah. So, I mean, our best advice would be to make sure you've bought Lightning Lane or whatever it's called for the day. Also, mobile order. I would get an idea of what you want to eat at the beginning of the day. You can always delete the order and try to place it later, or, or at least maybe an hour or two before you're planning on eating. But it's possible some of the places' mobile orders will disappear really, really fast. So, like Jolly Holiday especially, that one has the potential for mobile orders to just be gone, halfway through the day. So that would be my main advice, is plan ahead.
Megan asks, is it best to buy my Disneyland Park Hopper tickets before I leave Australia or wait till I get to Anaheim? The answer is definitely going to be before, in either scenario of what I'm about to, but I'm not quite sure of the details. If you're meaning you've already purchased tickets, you just want to upgrade to a Park Hopper, and you're wondering if you should wait till you get there to upgrade, or if you're talking about buying tickets in general. either way, you should do this beforehand, because if you do have tickets already, you just didn't buy the park hopper and you want to change your mind. Park hopping reservations and one park per day reservations are two separate reservations. So I would hate for you to wait till day of, try to upgrade, and there be no reservations for park hopping.
Are they separate?
Yeah, they're separate.
Really?
They are separate. So I would just make the call to Disney to get that upgraded now. If you have not purchased your tickets at all and you're wondering if you should just purchase them at the gate, don't wait for that. Definitely don't wait for that.
I don't even think you can buy tickets at the gate anymore.
You can still go to the ticket center, so long as there's reservations. You can buy tickets for that day. But I would not put it to chance. No. I mean, let me say this, okay? There have been very few days where reservations for one-day or multi-day ticket guests have actually sold out. Magic Key reservations disappear all the time. But for regular guests, and if you just saw a little flash, there's a cat. Yeah, there she is, right there. Regular reservations don't run out all that often. However, they do during the busy times of the year, like right around this time of year. So definitely keep an eye out. It's always best just to buy things ahead of time.
Right.
Let's see here. If I miss some of your questions, you can feel free to ask them again, because already I was starting to scroll to look at some questions, and then it just like updated and shifted all the way to the bottom. So I can't even go back to figure out where I was. Are the special nights worth going to? Dennis Z asks this question, like Sweethearts Night and Star Wars Night.
I've gone to Star Wars Night.
I've been to quite a few. I've been to Oogie Boogie Bash. I've been to Star Wars Night. I've been to Disney Channel Night, and I'm going to be going to 90s Night, which is kind of like their replacement for Disney Channel Night. I mean, Disney Channel Night was basically the 90s stuff anyway, so it was essentially 90s Night. They just, I guess, have tweaked the theme a little bit.
Maybe they did figure more people would go if it sounds 90s
yeah.
on Disney Channel.
So I'm going to be going to 90s Night this year. They're okay. So the reason that I go is for the food and for like the special things that are going on, so that I can show you guys here on the channel.
Yeah, nobody wants to see your butt.
As far as like, I know some people buy them. No, just kick her off.
She's fine.
She's got her tail right in your face.
Yeah, well, that's better than her butt in the camera.
Her butt. Cats like to show their butt to people. What was I saying? Oh, some people buy those tickets just to go ride rides. And, I mean, that could be a decent strategy if that's all you want to do is just ride rides. Because a large majority of people are going to be waiting in line for photo ops. Like, that's what most people, I feel like, go for them for. I could care less about characters. So I am not a photo op guy. That's not what I'm going there for. They usually have a lot of unique food, and I love the food at Disneyland. So that's like one of my biggest selling points for me is the specialty food that they have up for offer. But they can be fun. Yeah, absolutely, they can be fun. Let's see. Where are some places to relax within the park if you get overwhelmed or overstimulated?
Tom Sawyer Island.
Yeah, Tom Sawyer Island is, I mean...
You have to get over there is the only downside. But it's quiet over there.
And the raft is usually, like, packed like sardines. Quiet areas to consider behind Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is generally quieter. Also, actually, surprisingly, one of the like main walkways through Star Wars Land is fairly quiet, like in front of Ronto Roasters, because everyone goes through the market for the most part.
And if you sit down on the lower part.
That area, like in front of Ronto Roasters, down like on the main walkway area, actually doesn't get a whole lot of people generally through that area. Trying to think of other...
Normally, any of the areas up by, like, Troubadour would be quiet.
I was going to say, back by
Troubadour.
Troubadour?
At Christmas.
Yeah.
Because right now they have so much stuff in the Fantasyland Theater going on. It's not very quiet right now. So it kind of all depends on the season.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes Small World area is very quiet. Well, obviously not right now.
The area up on the like raised platforms by It's a Small World, overlooking the motorboat dock. That area is another like little quiet spot.
And then in DCA, the Animation Academy is probably your quietest spot. And then sometimes you can find quiet areas in like the Redwood Creek Forest area.
Laura Lee from the library wants to know if it is worth buying a Magic Key pass to get advanced tickets for Oogie Boogie Bash. What's the best strategy for when they come out? I mean, that's going to be a purchase question. Do you want the extra expense? And are you going to use the Magic Key? I mean, I love being a Magic Key holder. So if you're going to use it,
you have to have the most expensive pass to get the early tickets.
no, so Inspire Key gets 2-day advance,
Yeah.
and everybody else gets 1-day
Oh,
advance.
did they?
So
And then everybody else is after that.
correct.
Oh.
So for instance, when 90s night tickets went on sale, Inspire Key Pass holders had access on December 10th. Regular Magic Key holders, or the rest of the Magic Key holders, had access on December 11th, and on December 12th they opened up to the general public. So Oogie Boogie Bash will operate very similar, and it may be worth it to you, I suppose, if Oogie Boogie Bash is that big of a deal and you're going to use the Magic Key. Would I purchase a Magic Key solely to get Oogie Boogie Bash tickets? Probably not, if, you're only going that one time and you're literally only buying the Magic Key to get early access, because, I mean, that's an expensive early access ticket.
Yeah, I was about to say, at that rate, you're better off,
you would
trying to find someone
yeah.
who can, buy your ticket.
You would only need one person to get that, though, mind you. It's not like you would need both of you to buy a Magic Key Pass, but still. Let me see if we've got some more updated comments here. Austin asks, what are your plans for theme parks in the near term? So with the start of 2025, I've got to refresh a lot of 2025 guides, different theme parks. So of course, there'll be a lot of Disneyland guides coming out, but also I feel like I need to update my SeaWorld guide. I don't have a pass anymore, so I'll have to buy a ticket or go with David on one of his friend tickets. I haven't coordinated those details with him yet.
You might be able to contact them for a media ticket too.
That's true. I could possibly consider that. And then I know that I need to update. I'm not going to update everything. So, like a lot, like the SeaWorld ride guide, I don't think anything about the rides have changed.
Does that have Arctic Rescue?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Legoland, I mean, I could consider updating it just to say that the driving school and the fire and police academy are currently down, but I don't know if it's worth doing a whole guide for that. What I'm going to do is at least update the tour, because the tour that everyone sees when they Google it on YouTube is an old one. I did an update, and it, for some reason, didn't get any traction. So I'll try one for 2025, because there was a lot closed during the 2024 tour. So I'm going to be doing that, updating a few things like that. But mostly, there'll be a lot of Disneyland guides, just what you've come to know from the channel. Ride guides, food guides, tours, updated tours. Updated Downtown Disney footage as well. So you guys have been asking for Downtown Disney stuff. And in January, I'm going to try to eat at Downtown Disney a whole lot more. In fact, on my most recent visit, I ate at Tiendita, the little Mexican takeaway. And I didn't put it in a video or anything, but I got footage for a Downtown Disney food guide. And so hopefully, maybe by the end of January, we'll have a Downtown Disney food guide to put out. Just from,
other places open, though.
What's that?
Like all the other Downtown Disney restaurants.
Oh, you mean the Parkside markets?
Yeah.
It probably would benefit me to wait until those open to put out the Downtown Disney food guide, so it might even be into February, but we'll see. We have no dates on when the Parkside markets are going to open up yet. I really want to try out Soul Sister. That's going to be my favorite, I think.
What one's that?
The Korean barbecue.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's see. Are there more passes than the 4 Magic Key passes?
Nope.
No, that's it. What is your favorite Christmas snack in the park right now? I'll let you talk about that one while I read some comments.
What, gingerbread cookies? Gingerbread cookies, and more gingerbread cookies. I mean, in all seriousness, they are. The Jolly Holiday Mickey gingerbread cookies are really, really good. We also tried some of the gingerbread cookies from Harbor Galley, and those were pretty good. Not gingerbread related. Trying to think. I tried one of the hot cocos from Festival of the Holidays, and that was good. The other Festival of the Holidays food that we loved, that was Christmas related, is the sticky toffee pudding macaron over at Favorite Things booth, I think, right? Wasn't it the Favorite Things booth?
It's the one over by
It's
Monsters,
the one
Inc.
in front of Monsters.
They move them around so much.
But that was probably our favorite Christmas item over there this year. Besides the gingerbread cookies, but you guys know how much we rant on the gingerbread cookies. Yeah. Otherwise, I mean the other macarons were pretty good, but they weren't like my favorite. Whereas even James requested getting the sticky toffee pudding one again when he and I went up a couple weeks ago.
Let's see here.
Did you lose your spot?
I mean, there's a lot of questions. I'm gonna prioritize Disneyland questions. There are just some generic questions like what rides do we enjoy, but I want to answer specific like planning questions first if possible.
Somebody asked about the gingerbread cookies. To score a gingerbread cookie, mobile order. So starting at 7 a.m., you can mobile order a Jolly Holiday. Now, if it doesn't show up on the mobile order then or after the park opens, it's possible at this point. I think they should still be in stock pretty good at this point. But sometimes as the season goes on later, they start coming off of mobile order because they will have to limit the quantity of how many they hand out in a day. And at that point, you have to just either go wait in line at Jolly Holiday. They also have them at the Starbucks in both parks. But those you can't mobile order. You have to go standby, wait for those. So we usually try to...
We need to move on.
We usually try to mobile order them in the morning.
Because there's a bunch of questions coming in, and I want to make sure we can answer as many as we can. So if you have go back to Oogie Boogie Bash, if you have a Magic Key friend, if you have a Magic Key and friends don't, can you purchase tickets for your friends? Yes, you can purchase up to 10 tickets per session, but I'm pretty sure you could just re-enter the queue and do it again. But you can buy tickets for whoever. Yeah, so long as you've got a Magic Key, you can buy tickets for whoever. And then there was also a question about going to Disneyland in August. Is it hot there?
It can be. It depends on the year. I feel like September and October are usually hotter than August, but August can be hot. July is when we start getting warm and it goes up from there.
Eric asks, my family has been thinking about getting an annual pass for Universal Hollywood. We were going to do the highest tier. Do you think it's worth it if we plan on going 4 to 5 times next year? I have a gold pass and I only go 4 to 5 times a year. I bought the silver pass last year. And this year I bought gold, and here's what led to the decision to upgrade to gold. So last year when I had the silver pass, I was mostly staying at the hotels right there. I stayed at the Hilton, and I stayed at the Sheraton, and I just walked into the park. But once I got those 2 hotels done for videos, I stayed there a couple more times, but I really wanted to try other hotels in the area for video purposes. So I started staying a little bit further away, and even staying at the Boulevard, which is just at the bottom of the hill. If I wanted to walk to the park, it was a crazy long walk up the hill. And they do have a tram, but I had to walk under this really sketchy bridge to get to the tram. And like I saw a guy peeing along the side of the like wall there when I was walking by, and like I said, it seemed really sketchy. And we're talking about Los Angeles. It's dirty, it's nasty, it's smelly. It didn't really feel very safe. So I just ended up driving to the park, and because I had to drive to the park, not only did I pay a parking fee at the hotel, I paid a parking fee at the park too. So I upgraded to gold this year because gold members get free parking. So that was a huge factor for me in upgrading to gold. If I go 4 times a year, it's $35 per parking. I save $150 in parking fees, and I think to upgrade it was only like an extra $80. And then on top of that, silver pass members don't get food discounts, and gold members do. I was getting 15% food discounts on Thursday, right? I'm not sure, but I knew it wasn't financially worth it for me to go any higher than gold, I feel like, but gold is perfectly fine for me going 4 or 5 times a year. And there was another question, about Epic Universe. Michelle asks if we are planning a trip to Epic Universe next year. Here's my thought process on Epic Universe right now. I have no plans. I have no plans to go there for the opening. In fact, when is the opening?
May 25th, I think.
We're gone.
I know.
So that's probably part of that. Yeah, May 22nd.
May 22nd.
That's the day that we're going to Hawaii. So it opens the day we're going to Hawaii. So I'm not going to be there opening day or opening week or anything like that. We're considering, depends on how finances go, so I won't actually know until, because I've shared this a little bit. December is our slowest and probably worst month for revenue on YouTube. Everyone's busy. In fact, just, watching the live stream, just want to say, I appreciate each and every one of you who are here right now.
Don't hit the like button.
Yeah, hit that like button. But we have about 138 people on right now,
Decent,
and it's decent, but it's low for us, looking at the last couple of live streams that we've done. So it's the time of year. I understand. I'm not begrudging anybody that at all, especially we're, heading into Christmas here. Chad, thank you so much for the super chat. Adding to the boys' snack fund. They will appreciate that very much. Trust me. I'm going to screenshot that so that when we get a snack in the park, I can give you a shout out. So thank you so much for that. But yeah. So once we hit January, things should start trending upward a little bit. Once those guides get out there, people start planning 2025 trips, and those videos, they really, honestly, like those guides, they carry the channel throughout the whole year. Over the course of the year, they'll easily get more than 100,000 views. Our viewership average, whatever, on a video is like 10 to 20,000 on average. So 100,000 views for each and every single one of those guides. It really, it bolsters the channel throughout the year. So once we hit January, we really start to see an uptick. And if by like May, we feel like we're doing pretty well, we may add in an Orlando trip in the fall to like Thanksgiving time.
Or Christmas time.
But I don't know if we'll be able to afford it yet. So Epic Universe might have to wait.
We're also still trying to save up for Europe next year, too.
There's that, too. So I don't know. That's the short end of it. If I do go, it might be another situation where I go by myself just to keep costs down. Where I might even consider flying Frontier.
Ugh.
Like that $40 ticket to Orlando.
I know it's cheap, but everyone says the delays are ridiculous. They randomly cancel flights on you, and then you end up paying more because you're stuck out there or stuck, you're stuck in Florida for 3 days. I don't know. I've heard horror stories.
It's a consideration, all right? I don't know. It's a consideration, but we don't have any plans right now. I'm just sharing what I'm thinking about. I might try to go the cheapest possible route, which is a random hotel that's like $35 a night, and Frontier Airlines with like $40 round trip or something like that. So
I do know the one downside of Epic Universe right now, though, is that they are only allowing you to purchase one-day tickets, and you can only purchase a one-day ticket. I don't even think you can go for more than 1 day. Unless you keep purchasing more than one-day ticket, I think. So I think they're just expecting it to be crazy crowded. I heard something like Hagrid's, when it opened, had a 10-hour wait or something ridiculous. So it's like, I don't know, we might just let it fizzle down.
Kenneth Bartley gave us a super chat. Thank you so much, Kenneth. We greatly appreciate that. It says we're the best.
Oh.
And Ashley as well. Thank you so much. We love you guys. What are some things I should pack for the holiday season? And how are the crowds for New Year's Eve? I've never been over New Year's. I don't know even if you've been over New Year's.
I've never been over New Year's, but I've heard stories.
What are the stories?
It's packed.
Do share.
It's packed. At least for the fireworks. You might as well be a sardine in a can.
I feel like that about regular fireworks.
I know, but I've heard New Year's Eve is worse.
Is it like being in New York?
Probably.
Madison Square Gardens?
In terms of packing for the holidays, keep an eye on the weather, because more than likely you'll just need to make sure you pack layers, because we're at the time of the year where, I mean, the weather can do anything. We were at Universal 2 days ago, and it was 79 degrees. I mean, we went and rode a water ride because it was hot. But then we've had days where we've gone in December and the high's been 45 degrees. So just keep an eye on the weather and pack accordingly.
Hey, Thulsu. Hey, Grimlock. Good to see you. Thanks for joining the stream. Topperhan asks, when do the Disneyland After Dark events start? They start in January, and they go through June. And, well, actually, they go through October. Like,
Oogie Boogie starts in July, doesn't it?
Now,
or is it August?
No, it's August. It's August 17th. But, I mean, there'll be like a month and a half in between the spring Disneyland After Dark season and the Oogie Boogie Bash season. But really, the only months that don't have After Dark events are like July, November, and December. That's it. The rest of them start, Sweethearts Night starts in January, leading up to the last one is usually right around Valentine's Day. And then in March, they'll have 90s Night. And mid-March, or end of March, they'll start the Star Wars Nights, I think. I don't remember the exact dates. Star Wars Nights will go through April. And then in May, they start having Grad Nights. And then there's Pride Night in June. So there's all sorts of After Dark events that go all the way through June. And then you have off in July, and August, Oogie Boogie Bash starts up. So you've just got to kind of keep in mind that they already published the 2025 events guide. So if you are planning a 2025 trip, look at the Disney Parks blog and check out their 2025 guide. In fact, you can just Google 2025 guide Disneyland or events Disneyland and go to images on Google, and you'll find the graphic. It pops up pretty quickly. I'm actually, I don't know if I posted it to Instagram. I posted it to YouTube community.
Oh, no, we did post it.
Oh, did you?
No,
that's 2024.
Never mind. We did not post it. Do I need to find it and post it?
You can if you want. Go ahead. Feel free.
Do that right
now? Go ahead. Do that right now. Okay. But keep an eye out on those after hours events when you're planning, because for the ones that take place in Disneyland, that'll close Disneyland early at about 8 p.m. For the ones that take place in DCA, well, Grad Night actually doesn't generally affect the park very much. It's just that it takes place from like 9 to 1, and I think the parks usually close at 9 around that time of year anyway. But Oogie Boogie Bash will close the parks at 6. So there are things to consider when you're planning your dates for sure. Lauren asks, where is the best, least crowded place to watch fireworks? Least crowded, I suppose, is in Fantasyland itself. Like if you go back by the carousel, you can still get back there. And I've watched fireworks from back there before. I've watched them from Star Wars Land as well. You can watch the Fire of the Rising Moons. Fireworks, you can, I watch them from in front of Kylo Ren's space shuttle. It's better than I'm sure the view is probably better by the Millennium Falcon, but it's packed over there. So least crowded in front of Kylo Ren's shuttle. But we've also watched them from Fantasmic viewing area, and that's been fine too. So you can watch them pretty much from all over, really. The Main Street's, of course, going to be the most crowded. KJ asks, what's the best place at Disneyland to arm wrestle? When I see Chris Provost, I'll let you know. Do you take a shuttle or park your car at Disneyland? Ray's Benson asks. We drive and we park at Mickey and Friends / Pixar Palace parking structure. Usually end up in Pixar Palace because we show up really early in the morning. Holly says, my son and husband want to use the lightning lanes for rides. My daughter and I won't ride. How can we select a lightning lane for only 2 of us? So you don't need a separate account. Just when you're making the reservation, it will ask you before every single reservation to confirm your party. Just uncheck the people that you don't want to put in it, and it's that simple. You'll see it whenever you go to do it. It's not too complicated. It's part of the steps you have to go through to make a reservation. Serena asks, my husband and I are taking my 4-year-old on February 4th through the 7th. Do you recommend anything special for us to do? February is, actually, I think that Lunar New Year might still be going on. Can you check the dates?
To the
4th through the 7th. To the 16th of February? Lunar New Year will be going on. If you like Chinese food, check out the Lunar New Year Festival over at Disneyland. Or not Disneyland, Disney California Adventure.
It doesn't have the after hours events listed on it, though.
It should.
Egg.
It got cut off? Oh. Well, that kind of didn't help them.
I know. They made it too big. That's their own fault.
But, let's see. Do I have any siblings? I have a half-sister and a stepsister, neither of which I talk to really at all. So, I mean, I grew up basically as an only child, and I basically am still an only child. Even though I do have a half-sister and a stepsister, I don't see them at all. I don't talk to them at all, really. They are both like 9 years older than I am. So there was always that big age gap anyway. So on top of living in different households, and then when my mom remarried my stepdad, my stepsister was pretty much at the age of moving out. So I think she might have been in the house for like a year before she moved out, and then I was again basically an only child again. So we have a super chat from Marilyn and Michelle. Thank you so much.
No comment from Marilyn.
No comment from Marilyn. We got a little guy doing a jig there in the GIF. And Michelle's contributing to the boys' snack fund. They're gonna love you guys. They're it's Dole Whips and churros. That's what they love with the snack funds. So thank you so much.
Or festival food. They're starting to.
They're starting to like. Oh yeah, James really loved that macaron.
I know.
He asked you for it when you had your mother-son date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not mother-daughter.
Yeah, mother-son date. Which Disney parks have we been to? Have we visited any overseas park? If so, which ones, and which ones are your favorite? Have not been to any overseas parks. We were going to go to Paris this coming year.
Until we looked at plane tickets.
Plane tickets to go to Paris were more expensive than, like, the flights just to Paris and back. Well, to London.
To London.
And, I mean, they weren't any cheaper to Paris. But to London and to Paris, because we were going to go to visit her family in England, were pretty much with like baggage fees and all that, it was the cost of our entire Hawaii vacation from the previous year. So we're like, if I'm going to spend this much money, I'd rather just go back to Hawaii. Then, of course, we looked into going back to Hawaii, and I mean, everything's gotten more expensive. Aulani is going to be $1,000 more expensive this year versus 2023, and that's just because of rate hikes and things like that. So things have gone up in general, but still it's cheaper for us to go to Hawaii. So
plus, there's a lot of construction at Paris right now. Though I was reading something earlier, and the chances, like, I'm almost hoping it's even going to be open by summer, though, of 2026.
You don't think it will be?
I don't know. People said that there were some people who were local to that park, and they're like, "Oh, they're way behind schedule."
Well, I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to play that one by ear. We could always, well, technically, we're supposed to go to Tokyo in 2026, so we could always move.
I don't want to delay it again. I want to see my cousins.
Where did we meet? We met in college in Florida. So she grew up in Utah. I grew up in Pennsylvania. We both went to college in Florida. So that's where we met. And then we moved out here because Amy's parents were going to retire here. Well, her dad sort of retired.
He still works.
He still works. Yeah, she may come have a snack.
Quietly come down and have a snack.
The boys were upstairs watching a movie.
Are you watching a movie?
Yeah, we're watching Mickey and...
What are you watching?
Mia and Mickey.
Mia and Mickey? Me and Mickey. I don't know what Me and Mickey is, but they're watching something on Disney Plus. That's all I know.
And apparently James is coming over to say hi.
Would we do a WDW vacation planning series? I have tried. James, this isn't the screen. The screen's over here. You have to come over by Mommy if you want to stick your head in.
Mine! James, I don't care about your missing tooth. I have a big gap.
Yeah, he lost a tooth yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa says hi, James. You see?
Yeah, no,
right
Hi.
Okay, go get a snack. You're squishing me.
Cuddles.
I have tried to do Walt Disney World planning videos, but they just don't ever seem to do very well because most people are looking for Disneyland content. The vlogs do really well. We
They
actually
did really well
we
this past
were
year.
pleasantly surprised that like each of our vlogs got like 20,000 views this last year. And so that was a pleasant surprise because the previous time that we'd gone, they didn't do as well. Just want to say a quick thank you to Austin and Kaylee for the super chats. And Austin says it's for the Special Ticketed Events Fund. And so thank you for contributing to that. I'm sure that I will absolutely be getting a lot of food during the 90s night. So I appreciate the contribution there. But I've tried putting out other videos, like planning type videos for Walt Disney World, and they've just never done very well. So I don't think it's going to be something that I'm going to move to, at least not yet. Maybe as the channel grows, like I know that Chris Provost can do a lot of Walt Disney World content, and it does really well for him. But he's also got like 300,000 subscribers at this point. So maybe as we get a little bit bigger, we'll be able to have both coasts type audience. But right now it's not worth it for me to do that. So I won't be doing any this year, at least. Let's put it that way.
Unless we manage to go out.
Serena says Walt Disney World is so overwhelming. It is. But people who are interested in like planning information for Walt Disney World can just watch our vlogs because we plan like extensively. So everything that we do in our vlogs are basically like your itinerary guide, if you will. This is what you need to know. This is what we did. This is what I recommend you do. That sort of thing as well. James, Kat would like to know, what is your favorite Disney food and rides?
Pasta is my favorite food, and I love Incredicoaster. Pasta.
John would like a non-spicy guide to Disneyland. Benjamin's sticking his head in there.
Spicy sausages.
Benjamin, you're getting some hellos from. Let me see here. Miss Momo and Lisa said hello to Benjamin.
And another person.
Oh yes, Pixie Sticks and Sunsets.
I'm squished.
Hi.
Do I have a recommendations for a Walt Disney World YouTuber? I really like Paging Mr. Morrow. Hey friends. He's also a fellow Pennsylvanian, so I love Nate. He's such a nice guy too. I've met him in person a couple of times, and every time I've met him, he's just been awesome. I'm wondering if the next time I see him, he'll actually remember me because we've met a couple of times.
I don't know. He meets so many people.
Well, he knows me as a fellow YouTuber
Benjamin,
now.
Get that off of your head. That was clean.
We've met at events that YouTubers go to. So he's like I said, he's a really nice guy. Also, we really like Super Enthused. Jackie is also great to watch. I used to watch All Ears a lot, and they still do good content, but I don't know. I only ever watched it for Molly, and I'm not the biggest fan of like some of the people on the channel. Maybe it's just because like their names. They use handles instead of instead of real names, like Fry Bucket and
Niners.
Well, Breedlove is he was a musician, and that's his musician name or something like that. But I mean, I don't know. I just don't really like the like handle moniker type thing.
He really wants to show them.
Chen Chen. Okay, this is Chen Chen. Benjamin would like to show you Chen Chen. But you can go check out Mammoth Club. Mammoth Club is Molly's new channel, and Molly always does a great job.
I mean, the hard part with their new channel, though, is, because we're a family-friendly channel, a word of advice, like, not all their stuff is family-friendly
Not anymore. Molly used to be very family-friendly on all
And so,
ears.
like, her Disney content is. So, like, if she's in the park or in one of the parks, like, it's still going to be family-friendly.
Yeah.
But, like, I've seen people
Hi
complain
there.
about, hopping on one of their like live streams or like stuff like that, and they're dropping language and stuff like that, and not family friendly. So.
All right, boys.
Okay.
Let's have you guys go back upstairs to your
Oh,
to your
go watch
movie.
the
All right.
movie. Snacky, snack.
Say bye-bye.
Snacky, snacky, snack, snack. Snacky, snacky, snack.
You had a snack.
I'll talk to him what's that.
Let's see here. Will I go on the treasure?
Yes.
I mean, I've never been on a cruise,
Isn't that one
let
of
alone a
like-
Disney cruise. It's something that we'll do eventually, but I don't know about right now.
Hi.
Let's
You have a
see.
snack already? Did you eat a fig bar?
Yes.
I can tell.
And I didn't have one today.
Okay.
Hmm?
He had a fig bar.
He had a fig bar.
Mommy, can I borrow the fire?
You cannot blow out
Kat
the
says,
candle.
Amy, when you try food, it cracks me up, the expressions. But she gets a little nauseous on Star Tours, so I trust what rides you go on and avoid. Universal Studios. Yeah.
I sat out on Transformers the other day.
Because
I
it makes you sick.
I wasn't even going to attempt that, and I had forgotten so annoyed with myself. I brought my motion sickness patches, and then I left them in my suitcase.
Benjamin, it's time to go back upstairs,
Yeah.
okay?
Benjamin, they don't care about your panda at the moment now. They saw him.
Is Universal good for 3 to 4 year olds?
No.
Not really. We didn't take Benjamin for the first time until he was 6. Last year. So you could do under.
He would have been 5.5.
Huh?
He turned 6 last September. So
September.
when we
Oh,
went in
yes.
March, he would have been 5.5.
He would have been 5.5.
But he's a tall 5.5.
He is a tall 5.5-year-old. Secret Life of Pets is little kid friendly, but it has a height requirement. I don't remember what the height requirement is, 32, 35 inches, something like that. It does have a height requirement,
I
so
don't get why.
yeah, I don't know
It
either.
doesn't do anything.
It's like Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion.
I don't know why there's a height requirement
Well,
either.
why?
Okay, boys,
Benjamin,
we asked you to go
upstairs now.
upstairs, please.
Hello.
All right?
Okay, go. James, just take that up
Just
with you.
take the fig
Go.
bar up with you. It's
Go.
fine. That's not going to leave
Throw
any
your
crumbs.
trash away. Go.
Brandon.
Silly Swirly is Dumbo, and I think that might not have a height requirement. The studio tour doesn't have a height
But
requirement,
there's still, there's not much you could do.
but that's like it.
Yeah.
That's like it that doesn't have a height requirement.
Like- Universal in
Panda.
Florida,
Yeah.
you might be able to get away with because they have a lot more out there. But, not really the one out here.
The kids are very sweet. They're also very hyper most of the time.
They're also extra hyper knowing Christmas.
Yeah, it's
and,
Christmas break. Christmas. Oh, they're
they're-
so hyped for Christmas.
Yes.
They're so hyped. So they're like, their energy level right now is kind of through the roof. What is my favorite personality trait of Amy's? I don't know.
I guess I have to think on that. Until later.
I'm gonna have to think about that. Do we ever go to Knott's? We have.
We've gone once.
Um,
I'm sure we'll go again at some point.
yeah.
I just don't know when. Benjamin's tall enough now. He can ride almost anything. James can probably ride Silver Bullet now. I
Yeah.
think he's 54 inches.
He missed
now.
out on that last time, right?
Yeah.
Did I even ride that?
No.
Or did it break?
I think it broke down.
I think it
Like,
broke
you were
on me. I don't know. Yeah, I was
think you were
about to
to
get on it.
it, and then you said it broke.
It's been a while since we've been to Knott's. But here's the thing, okay? I tell this when people ask about Knott's. Knott's Berry Farm is 10 minutes away from Disneyland. And if I'm going to drive up to that area, I'm going to Disneyland. Like, you know, it's...
Yeah. I mean, we almost went this week, except that your mom picked Universal over Knott's. 'Cause we did give her the choice.
I mean, I kind of nudged her towards Universal more than
You
Knott's.
just wanted butterbeer.
I did want butterbeer. And she had a really good time.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, so Universal, somebody else, I saw a comment a bit ago. I don't remember who asked it, but can you do Disneyland and Universal in one weekend? Universal is a one-day park. You do not need 2 days
I
there.
mean, I've heard when it's really crowded,
We went over Christmas, and in the morning it wasn't crowded, but
No.
by the end, I mean, that was the busiest I'd ever seen it.
I mean, maybe, but one of my friends on Facebook said, I think they may have gone over spring break or something.
Well,
but she said
avoid all theme parks over spring break.
But she said they didn't even get nearly I think they got
Yeah.
like half the stuff done because everything had like a 1 to 2 hour wait.
It also depends on what time you show up, though, and whether or not you're paying for early access. I mean, the early access is so worth it because it resets your whole morning.
Well, because we rode Super Mario or Mario Kart ride, whatever it's called, twice, and rode the Harry Potter ride all before the park even opened.
If you can ride, well, that's because Harry Potter was open at Christmas time, but usually it's not going to be open for early access. But if you can ride Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge before the park even opens, when the park does open, that frees you up to go other places. Because if you don't get early entry, then you're going to be doing what everybody else is doing, and you're flocking straight down to the lower lot. You're going straight to Mario Kart because it's going to have like a 20, 30-minute wait first thing in the morning, whereas if you wait till the afternoon, it gets up past like 60 minutes most of the time. And so you want to do that at Rope Drop, if you will. That's like your Rope Drop destination for Universal Studios. By buying early entry and doing that before the park even opens, it allows you to do other stuff when the park does open. When everyone else is going to Mario Kart, you're going to Mamami, or you're going to Forbidden Journey.
But we were also able to secure a Toadstool reservation for earlier, too, because we were able to scan that thing an hour earlier.
You were able to get the QR code for joining the wait list, so there are benefits and there are advantages to paying for the early access, and it's $20 to $30 a person, depending on the time of year that you're going. But, so
I mean, you said we rode everything but what? 2 rides and one that we
on
got
Thursday.
on and broke down.
On Thursday, we rode everything except for Simpsons, Silly Swirly, and Minions. And Minions just broke down on us right then. Silly Swirly we didn't care about, and Simpsons we chose not to because it would have been traumatizing to Benjamin. If you have never seen the Simpsons ride, just know that they mutilate stuffed pandas in the ride. And I mean, you saw him with his little panda bear. I mean, it would traumatize him to see that. So that's why we didn't do Simpsons. But Gigi gave us a super chat. Thank you. Saw you at DCA, but didn't want to bug you guys. We don't mind. Truthfully, I don't mind. You can say hello. I will. If I'm in the middle of filming, I can turn it off and I can restart. It's not a big deal. You know, or if I feel like I'm pretty close to finishing what I'm saying, I'll just keep talking and I'll finish what I'm saying. I'll turn the camera off and then address you guys. But I always love meeting folks, so please don't feel bashful at all. If you see me filming, like I said, I can keep going. Like I can stop.
Power of editing.
Yes, power of editing. Absolutely. In fact,
our kids are not perfect. Despite what a lot of people are like, oh, your kids are so good in the parks. We have a lot of editing.
It's sometimes fun. To see me have a space out moment where I was saying something and then I can't remember what I was saying and it's like, what were we talking about? It leads to fun moments sometimes too. But Sonia says, other than butterbeer, what's your favorite things to order at Universal? Butterbeer.
Fingers and mash.
Butterbeer and butterbeer and butterbeer.
And fingers and mash.
And butterbeer.
And fingers and mash.
I really like the stuff down at Jurassic Cafe. I know Amy. I don't think Amy's actually eaten there. I've eaten there a couple of times, and everything that I've had from Jurassic Cafe has been good. So I would recommend that.
We were happy with everything we had at Toadstool too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Toadstool.
If you can manage
Toadstool
to get
really
in
good.
and don't mind, spending a bit of time in there because it does take a little bit longer. But yeah, otherwise it's like give us a good old, butterbeer.
Stephanie asks if we use any other apps besides the Disneyland app. No.
No, I mean the only other website that we use for planning when it comes to Disneyland and Disney World would be like Mouse Alerts or whatever.
Mouse Dining.
Mouse Dining.
We use
set alerts.
We use Mouse Dining when we're trying to get a reservation for a restaurant, but otherwise, we don't use anything for wait times or whatnot. I mean, the Disneyland app is accurate for the most part.
Ish.
ish for the most part. Sometimes, okay,
it's better than some other parks
sometimes I'll go to the app and it'll be like, oh, this is a 25-minute wait. And when I get over there, the posted time on the sign says 35, even though the app says 25. And you look at the line, and the line easily looks like 45. And so you're like, there's a little bit of a disconnect here. But for the most part, it's accurate. I've never had any issues with the Disneyland app. A lot of the times when there's a big discrepancy, when you see a low wait time on the app, like 15 minutes, and then you get somewhere and it looks like 45, it's because everybody else saw the 15 minutes.
Ran over there.
And the app just hasn't caught up yet. Because they have to send a red card through, and and it might take 45 minutes for it to update.
Well, that was even like at Universal the other day. We went to go ride Minions earlier in the day, and because it said it was a 20-minute wait, but when we hopped in the line, it was clearly probably like a 45 or 50-minute wait.
It was, closer to the 60 mark.
Everyone from the show, like us, had gone straight over there. So we hopped out of line, and then we felt bad for Benjamin, though.
Poor Benji.
We went to go ride it last,
Benji.
And we got all the way through the pre-show, sat down in the vehicle, or like little screen thing, and it broke.
Yeah, poor little guy.
It was like the one ride.
He just kept asking to ride the Minion ride. And it was already like 8 o'clock at night and we needed to leave.
Yeah. It was already a late night getting home as it was.
Mm-hmm. So,
especially
unfortunately.
You fell asleep on me while I was driving.
Gigi gave another super chat. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for all the great content. Rolaska Ton says in the app for Disneyland, if you have 2 children, 2 adults, but our reservation says 2 guests, all 4 ticket scans are there when you click, though. I don't know.
I would message Disney on that, maybe.
If all of your I mean it's probably best to chat on the app if you're worried.
Do they have it where they can look into future plans though?
That's what they're talking about. They're only seeing 2 people listed there, and then when they click on it, they see all 4 tickets.
Then you need to message Disney.
In the plans, it only says 2.
Yeah, because it should say
4 guests. 4. Yeah. So she's pulling us up right now. And our plan is for January 5th, and we have 4 guests. Yeah.
So I would contact Disney.
I mean, if all 4 are there when you click in, you're probably fine. But I know for peace of mind purposes, contact Disney. How you do that is you click the little hamburger in the bottom right-hand corner on the app, scroll all the way to the bottom, and there's a chat with us button. I'm looking at it right now. And then you hit that, chat with us, type your message, and then it's going to ask you, are you at the Disneyland Resort right now? You say no. And then it might have another question after that. Answer it. And once you answer it, you can just shut your phone. You can turn it off, whatever. They'll get back with you. It's not going to be instant, but they'll get back with you over the next day. And you'll get a notification on the Disneyland app that they've replied, and then you can go reply to them, and they'll be able to help you.
If you answer yes, you're at Disney right now, did they come on there faster then?
I'm not sure, but I mean, that's lying.
Or did they tell you to go speak to someone in the park?
They might tell you to go, I don't know. They might tell you to go speak to someone at guest services.
I'm not saying to lie about it. I'm
just
curious,
I know.
What
I've never tried because I've never asked because if I'm at the park, I just go to guest services. I'm not gonna.
But I would, for peace of mind, if I was in that situation, I'd be contacting Disney. I mean, the only other thing is are your 2 kids under 3?
That was my first thought. Are
both of them under 3 years old? That would be the only other thing because they don't need a reservation.
If they don't have a theme park ticket.
But they don't need a ticket though.
Yeah.
So if you have 4 tickets listed, there should be 4 reservations.
That was why I didn't ask it because I assumed that there wouldn't be a ticket.
Contact Disney.
Yeah. I'm going to answer Sonia's question in a moment, but I'll let Amy answer Gigi's first. What are you looking forward to the most at Aulani?
We really enjoyed sitting on the balcony every evening once the sun had gone down and just the atmosphere. But we really liked the pool and the food, munching on coconut shrimp by the pool. But also just walking around, it's such a beautiful resort.
It is. I love the nighttime vibe.
But we especially love sitting on our balcony at night and just enjoying the atmosphere. It was it was the most different vacation we've taken because everything in Hawaii, like everything in that area, shut down by 8 o'clock at night. And so we were kind of forced to just like go back to our room and sit on the balcony.
This next time, what I can tell you I will be doing is setting up my phone on a tripod, poking through like the slats in the bars so that you're just looking at the resort and just filming like an hour straight of the ambiance of the music that you can hear wafting in from the live music that they have down. And just so if I ever get I can just pop it up on my phone and watch that ambiance when I get home again. I don't know, that's kind of what I feel like I missed, was just being able to sit there on the balcony. But Sonia asked if we ever make Disney inspired food at home. And, something, I'm going to pass it by you guys. I'm sure we'll try it at least once. I try everything at least once, and if it doesn't work, then we don't do it again. That's the bottom line. But what I've thought about doing, because we have a unofficial Disneyland cookbook that we've made a few recipes from before, I wouldn't mind doing an at-home vlog where over the course of a couple of days, like we wouldn't do just one day, it would be over the course of a couple of days, we make recipes from that book, and we make a video about eating your favorite Disneyland food at home, and how complicated is it to make this item? How close is it to the actual Disneyland item? We could even consider, if it's going to be like a snack that I can easily bring home, I could even bring the real thing home and, try them side by side to see how close they are.
In that cookbook, from what I'm remembering, are things you would not be able to transport home.
Well, it's thought. It was the thought that counts.
Beignets would not taste very good by the time you got them home.
Well, that's true.
Obviously cannot bring a Dole Whip home.
But what we could do is eat it in the park. Right before you make it.
Could.
Film that part, put that in the video as well, and then make it at home and compare them, and make a video about that. Maybe that would be interesting to you guys. Don't know. It's just a thought. It's something that's been floating around in my head as a possibility. Let us see. Is the Incredicoaster and swings open during World of Color? Incredicoaster is, but I always forget what rides are, so I don't know about the swings.
I don't think swings are.
It might. I don't think it is because of the music. Because the music is really loud and would clash with the area. But Incredicoaster, I know, is
get
open.
Wet.
Yeah. Well, maybe with the stuff.
If it's windy.
I know that the carousel, not carousel, Ferris wheel. I know that the Ferris wheel is closed, but I don't remember what all rides closed. But I do know that Incredicoaster is open, because I was surprised by that. I was surprised that it's open.
Because it's really dark back there.
But I do know that it is open. If you do an at-home Dole Whip video, you'll probably get lots of views. Dole Whip is one of those things where I'm not sure that a homemade version of it would turn out okay.
It would be as good. We're having a homemade pineapple spear tonight.
We are. Yeah, Amy bought fresh pineapple. She diced it up right before the live, put it in a box, in a Tupperware, and put it in the fridge. And so I can't wait to have... I had some just room temperature, and it tasted really good. And it'll be better once it's chilled. But what's my... What, Benjamin? Can you come down?
No, you're supposed to be watching a movie.
You're going to bed in a few minutes.
Watching a movie.
Why? You're bored of watching a movie. You can grab the Switch if you want for the last couple of minutes. Benjamin likes hearing he can have the Nintendo Switch.
If you could see his own.
He had the cutest little face and run. I wish the camera had been facing the other way. You could have seen that. That was super cute. Do I regularly attend after-hours events? No. Oh, I mean, actually, yes. Oogie Boogie Bash is the only one that I've done consistently every year, because that video always does very, very well, and the revenue from the video alone pays for the ticket. But so far, the other ones haven't even paid for the ticket. So I'm not sure that from a business standpoint that it's worth doing. I'm gonna go to 90s night just because it's new, and if it turns out it's basically just a rebranded Disney Channel night, then I probably won't do it next year. But at this point, we make like anything that costs money. I'm usually coming at it from a business standpoint. Now, thankfully, we do have memberships on the channel, which is basically like Patreon, and the membership like monthly money gets to pay for a lot of this stuff. So I appreciate each and every one of our members here on the channel. They make, doing sit down restaurants like the Magic Key Terrace the other day. I mean, essentially you guys made that possible because we don't really do sit down restaurants at all. When we've done the character breakfasts, the character meals and things like that, that has all been thanks to memberships here on the channel. The after hours events, the 90s night the ticket that I just purchased, I purchased with money for the memberships on the channel. And so, a lot of the stuff is funded by the members, so we appreciate that. I do make sure to try to say that we appreciate each and every one of you members and that we're not like frivolously wasting your money. I know that some people will like, what's my money going towards? Your money is going towards the channel, and it is allowing us to do more things for you guys on the channel so that you can see the content. Things that I otherwise wouldn't have paid for, because I would not have been going to 90s night if it wasn't for memberships and things like that. So thank you guys. We do appreciate you. But yeah, I don't have anything that I regularly do every year except for Oogie Boogie Bash because it pays for it. What's the latest news on Disneyland Forward? There is no news except that the red car trolley. I mean, this has been news for 2 or 3 months now. It's not new news, but the red car trolley is closing in February. The reason that the red car trolley is closing is because the area where the trolley is housed is part of the Avengers Campus expansion, which means that in February, the Avengers Campus expansion will begin. And that is the first little bit of groundbreaking for Disneyland Forward that we have from everything that was revealed at D23. Otherwise, most of the D23 information, like all the D23 announcements, all the stuff's been happening at Walt Disney World. As far as like movements and updates and news, they've been getting a lot of news. They've had a lot. They have a confirmed location for where Monsters Inc. Land is going now. Muppets is disappearing. Rock and Roller Coaster's being rethemed.
Why did they like redo the menu at the restaurant there in the Muppets courtyard if they're just gonna be tearing up that whole entire area? Like, I feel like Disney doesn't make any sense with stuff like this sometimes.
I don't know. Gigi wants an update on Facebook. So we have one of our viewers works at Meta, and he is investigating for us. He said that the info has come back about the group, and that the team that is responsible for researching that says that the group is not shadow banned. However, there are still tons of people reporting that they no longer see it in their feeds. So I did send some screenshots of like post reach that just seems a little weird. Like only 20 people out of 2,500 people have seen a post after 18 hours. That just doesn't sound right. And that we went from 600 active members in the group, and what does that mean? It means people who are liking or commenting, who are regularly engaging in the group. We went from 600 to 100 overnight. I sent that screenshot to them. So he is working on that. As far as my account, my profile being banned, suspended, he's still waiting on a response from that as well. But I do have somebody with an in at Meta who is looking into it for me. For right now, we're still kind of in limbo on that, but
at least we have an in.
Yeah. Laura Lee, I did do a Star Wars night video last year, and it'll probably be the same. From what I remember, people saying this year to last year, like to 2023 to 2024, excuse me, nothing really was different. So I imagine it won't be too different through 2025. So I am going to drop the Star Wars Night video in the chat right now. If you want to watch my 2024 Star Wars Night video, you can open that up in a different tab and then come back to the live stream, or bookmark that, or do a save for later or whatever. That way that you can go watch that. I had a great time. I loved it, especially as a Star Wars fan. I absolutely loved it. What is my favorite food at Disneyland? All of it. All of it. Is the Wi-Fi still inefficient at Disneyland? No, it's actually pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Even in some of the rides.
I was about to say, Indiana Jones, if you want to do
Yeah.
anything in that queue, you have to be on the Wi-Fi.
You have to be on the Wi-Fi. But
cheesy garlic
yeah,
pretzel
cheesy
bread.
garlic pretzel bread. Always a good one. Always a good one. Craig asks what Amy does for a living. I'll let you.
I am a teacher's aide at my kid's school, so right now I am on Christmas break and I'm loving it because we had our last day of school was on Wednesday and we are off until I think the 6th of January. So I get a couple weeks off and then I'll get the summer off, which is nice.
One of the main reasons why
but
could she works part-time, 25 hours a week. Could she go work, a full-time job? Sure. But one of the reasons why we have her working at the school is because she gets off every day the kids get off, which allows us to be flexible with things like Disneyland. When the kids are off of school on a Friday or a Monday, we're usually at Disneyland. During the summer, it's great because it allows us to have flexibility on when we go on vacation and all that sort of stuff. She gets to come to Disneyland all through the summer. In fact, that's something I think that you're missing is coming weekdays, because you're only able to go on weekends now because of school.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas before, you were
in
able
the
to
summer,
come.
I could go up any day. Yeah,
you could come any day.
At the same time, like when we've come up on a Sunday every now and then, and over this time of the year, it's not very crowded, which is nice.
What is in the Indy queue that you need Wi-Fi for? Is there an interactive queue?
No, it's just if you're
lightning lanes.
Doing lightning lane, or if you're browsing the internet because you're in a long line.
So the moment that you enter the temple, it's still about a 15 to 17 minute wait till you get to the front of the line. And entering the temple is after the lightning lane merge. So it's still a good 15 minutes after the lightning lane merge. And, if you want to be on your phone, like, checking Facebook or whatever, there's no reception in there. So you have to be on the internet. But the bigger concern is, since you just scanned your lightning lane, you want to book a new one. And the second you enter the temple, you get into a dead zone. So you joining the Wi-Fi so that you can make your next lightning lane selection while you're waiting in line. Is the main reason why you would want Wi-Fi in Indiana Jones. Let's see. Yes, work being flexible. Violetta says work being flexible is priceless as a mom and parent. Absolutely. I actually kind of miss when she only worked 3 days a week. I wish that she could go back to that. She would only work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and she'd have off Tuesday, Thursday. So when I would go to Disneyland on Tuesday, she would come up with me, and my mom would pick the kids up from school because she works at their school too. Well, she works in the finance office at our church, which owns our school. So she works right there on the same property as the school, and she'll frequently pick up the kids if we go up to Disneyland together. Like, she'll probably come with me. She'll take the day off of work and come with me for the first day of Food and Wine. It's something that she does every year. It's the only day she takes off all year long. But she requests it off and comes up with me to Food and Wine. And what was I getting? Oh, when you used to...
Yeah, only have to work 3 days.
Only used to have to work 3 days a week. It was great for coming up to Disneyland with me.
But they discovered that doesn't really work well for aiding.
They had 2 different aides, and the aides were always trading off info.
It was, so we had 2 that year that I worked that. We had 2 of us that were the 4th grade aide. And so the other person was Tuesday, Thursday. I was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But the problem was if I started grading something on Monday and didn't get through all 60 something kids in, the 3 classes. And so I had to stop it halfway through. It meant the poor person on Tuesday had to try to figure out how I was grading it and keep on grading it. And then she would start doing stuff, but then something she wouldn't finish. And then I'd have to pick it up on Wednesday. And we were always constantly having to text each other, send each other pictures, and be like, trying to explain, okay, I started this way, but I didn't finish. And so after that year, they were like, no, when we hire people, we need them for all 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So, and it does make it a lot smoother. I'm in one class 2 days of the week, another different grade the other 2 days, and then on Friday I'm in both of them, and it makes it that much easier.
Yeah. So while I miss her extra flexibility, it is what it is. I'm still glad she gets off when the kids are off. Somebody asked for good church recommendations in San Diego. We go to Shadow Mountain Community Church, which is pastored by Dr. David Jeremiah from Turning Point, and he writes like tons and tons of books. So you've probably heard of him. And he pastors in El Cajon, which is where we live. We live about 5 minutes from the church and the school, so it's pretty convenient for her for going to work. But it's a big church. I mean, we're talking 3 services of 2,000 plus people at each service. They have small groups and things like that where you can get to know other people in like a smaller community, but it's a big church. If you want smaller churches, there's another one in El Cajon called Victory Baptist Church that we really, really like. We go there all the time for their like fun events that they do. They have tons of kid-friendly events, and actually, she got pregnant and then had a baby and isn't teaching anymore. But James's first grade teacher goes to Victory, and we're still pretty good friends with them.
Skyline's another good one.
Skyline's another good one, and Lemon Grove.
There's a bunch of churches closer to San Diego. I just don't know the names necessarily.
Yeah, but. Or is Skyline in Lemon Grove?
No,
I can't
Skyline's
remember. La Mesa?
No, it's in Rancho.
Rancho? Okay.
Spring Valley, actually, I think it's considered.
Well, those are a couple recommendations. For you. John would like a grandparents and family one area at a time guide. I probably will do that. So we're going to be redoing in 2025. We're going to be redoing our Every Ride in One Day challenge. That was a very popular video last year. And at the first few months of the year, January, February, I don't remember the exact dates, Magic Key holders get like a 50% discount on Lightning Lanes. So we will be taking advantage of Lightning Lane to do a Lightning Lane tips video again. What's different for 2025, if anything, best recommendations for heading into 2025 with Lightning Lane. And then we're also, on a separate day, we'll do a ride challenge where we try to get absolutely every ride done at Disneyland. We fell about 7 rides short last time.
Well, we also left at like 8
We
p.m.
We did leave at 8 p.m. So we are going to pair it with a hotel stay this next time and see if we can stay later and see what we can knock out and if we can get them all done. That's going to be the goal, getting them all done. And that, of course, requires us to ping pong around the park. What everybody wants to see is a land by land. And we have done that before at DCA, and it's quite possible because there's half the many rides in DCA as Disneyland. Disneyland would be very, we'll try it, but I think I'm going to be banging my head against a wall when, okay, the next ride in order is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, and it's currently a 95-minute wait, and it's like, if I wait an hour, this might drop down to 45, but I have to do it now because it's next. And that's why we don't like going land by land, but I'll absolutely do one for science.
At Universal, we went up and down to the Lover a lot. How many times?
I don't know.
4?
I'll do it for science, though, John. I will. I promise you. I'll do it. It's on my list for 2025. A land by land at Disneyland. We will get that done.
You're gonna kill us, guys.
Yeah, we'll get it done. I don't. Sometimes the torture videos are the most exciting for you guys. Like when we went and ignored all of our advice and didn't use the Disneyland app even once. We had to stand by food. I wasn't even allowed to check wait times in the Disneyland app because it was like we were going there acting like clueless people who had no clue that the Disneyland app even existed. Like that's what we were kind of kind of emulating, and you guys really liked that video. So the ones that the ones that are torture for us are really good for you guys. Serena says they assumed our family lived in Orange County. No, that I do mention it. I feel like I try to mention it at least like once a month, because there are so many people that think that we live like 5 to 10 minutes from the park.
Okay, I mean, most of you, if you haven't figured out, when a video posts, it's not the same day as like he's there. And that's the reason. We get a lot of people who assume that he is up in Disneyland every 3 days, and he's not every other day.
I'll post the video, and I'll get like, oh, I'm here today. Are you still here? Well, I filmed this 4 days ago, so no. Because what happens is I go on the weekend a lot of times, especially if I'm with Amy and the kids, and I film 3 days worth of videos so that I can get me through to the next weekend, because it's about a 90 to 100 minute drive for me to get up to Disneyland, and 90 to 100 minutes back, depending on what time I leave. Sometimes it's 2 to 2.5 hours if I leave during traffic. So I try not to leave during traffic, but I mean, we're talking 3 to 4 hours of round trip driving, and that's just, you know, to go up for one day. So I film multiple videos in one go for sure. Oh, hey, Nicholas! Thank you for breaking away from your Christmas party to say hi. Don't feel obligated to hang out. Enjoy your party. I appreciate you coming to say hi. Unless it's a boring party. If it's a boring party, we might have more excitement here. In fact, we were watching Santa Claus 2. Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
We were watching Santa Claus 2 yesterday, and we got to the party, the Christmas party at the school, and Amy's like, I would hate to see what these people are like to work with if they're all just sitting around on chairs like this at their Christmas party.
I'm like, our Christmas party was nothing like that in our last day of school.
It's like, wow, gee, they must be really swell people to work with.
Tuesday we had Christmas pajama day at school, and all sorts of dress up days the last couple days of school.
The kids love like the week before a break, because they do all sorts of stuff, like, you know, come to school in your PJs day.
You made me walk over to the UPS store on Tuesday, and I was still in my pajamas because I had to go back to work afterwards. I felt so awkward. I'm like, great, I'm walking to UPS store in Christmas pajamas.
I was up at Disneyland on Tuesday.
But I wasn't going to change for going back to work again.
I was up at Disneyland on Tuesday, and I had some mail that needed to get into the mail to make it somewhere before Christmas. So I'm like, can you please drop this off before the mail gets picked up on Tuesday? And yeah,
normally I would go home, I would be done, but they had asked me to like come back and work a couple more hours that day to fill in for someone. So I came home and I had to go drop the mail off and then go back to work. And it's like, I wonder what these people are thinking of me, but whatever.
What am I looking forward to the most next year at Disneyland? Oh man. Food. The 70th. I mean, if the 70th food is anything like the 100th food, we
got a lot of good food.
I mean, that violet pretzel from the Disney 100 celebration, I'm still missing that thing. It was the best. I mean, better than the cheesy garlic pretzel bread to me. I loved the violet pretzel, which was basically their cream cheese pretzel, but with like extra, like the drizzle on top.
Yeah, it had something on top, and like
it's close to the cinnamon roll pretzel that they had, but not quite.
Vanilla frosting or something on top, too. It
was so good. So if the 70th has food similar to the Disney 100,
hopefully Disneyland still comes up with creative food and doesn't do what Disney World does and just slap a chocolate medallion on everything. Which they shouldn't, because Disneyland usually is good with food.
What's the theme for the Disneyland 70th? I mean, I'm not sure what the theme is, except for
they have a theme.
There's like happy. It's like happy.
I think it's like happy in color, because I know their outfits are like all extra colorful.
Everything's very vibrant. World of Color is going to be World of Color Happiness, and then there's like
Paint the Night.
Yeah, Paint the Night. But there's there was another mention of like something happy in here. I went on the Disney Parks blog and I'm looking at it right now, but I can't The nighttime spectacular will explore happy through a kaleidoscope of emotions.
Well, that's just a show.
Yeah. I know there's other happy really. Oh, Mickey and
Oh,
Friends Celebrate
Celebrate
Happy.
Happy.
That's a new cavalcade, another character cavalcade called Mickey and Friends Celebrate Happy. So yeah, like happy. That's the theme, happy, I guess.
Are they gonna play the like happy song?
Happy.
Throughout the park.
Happy, happy, joy, joy. Isn't that Ren and Stimpy? Oh, cat just hit the hit the camera. The Moana dog at Award Wieners.
Isn't a Moana dog?
I guess I have not paid super close attention to some of the like one-off items that they
and
bring
I don't know
to
if
the parks,
I'll even still be going when we finally can go back
Yeah.
again either.
It might just be for the release
It
of
might
Moana
just be
2.
for the release, and by the time we get back, I don't know. We'll have
Yeah.
to check. And we might go see it in
Oh,
theaters.
I see what you're saying. Narnia expert said that the 60th was the diamond anniversary.
Oh.
That's just so. What do you
Yeah, but
call
the
it?
60th always is a diamond.
Yeah,
thing. I don't
for
think...
not just Disney. That's what you call a
Yeah.
60th. What do you call a 70th anniversary?
A happy.
Platinum Jubilee.
Hmm.
Platinum anniversary.
But they're not calling it that.
No, I know Disney's not calling it that, but I mean that's what you call like the official term for a 70th anniversary is a platinum jubilee. But I haven't heard Disney use that terminology at all. So yeah, happy is the best that I got for that.
Happy.
Happy. What's my favorite quick service spot in each park? Docking Bay 7 and Pym Test Kitchen. Go.
Bengal barbecue, and not that we eat there very often because it's really expensive, but it's good.
It's still we don't need a Docking Bay because it's really expensive, but it's still my favorite.
The other part, that one's hard because it all depends on like the time of the year and what food is going on. Pym Test Kitchen's really high up there, but Lucky Fortune and Aunt Cass Cafe.
Those are good too.
Are up there too, depending on what soup they have.
What's my favorite meal to pack to save money? We never packed food for us. We always bought Disney's food. But
we used to take sandwiches for the kids.
We used to take sandwiches for the kids back when they didn't care about Disney food, and like when we would ask them, hey, do you want this item that we're ordering at Disney, or do you want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And their answer was peanut butter and jelly. We took them peanut butter and jelly. But as they've gotten older, they absolutely want Disney food, so we haven't taken sandwiches for them.
Most of the time, though, they're still splitting adult meals, though.
They are. They're still splitting
they'll
adults.
They'll split an adult pasta or a burger.
That's something that we recommend doing to save money instead of getting them kids' meals. The kids' meal at Alien Pizza Planet was so small and ridiculous. I actually returned that thing. Like I said, this is unacceptable. This tiny little thing is not okay. And I asked for a refund, and they gave it to us. And we ordered an adult meal instead because it was bad. It was really bad. I would not waste money on kids' meals at Disneyland. Really ever at all.
The only exception is Carnation Cafe breakfast. We buy the kids' meals.
Yes. Okay. The kids version Mickey waffles they're $9 compared to like $17 for the adult one, and they're plenty filling. So I actually recommend adults get the kids version of the Mickey waffles. They will let you do that. You just ask. They'll let you do that. But to compensate, like whenever I went just me, and I did this when we went with the family too, but like since if I go just me and I'm only getting a $9 plate and that's it, I feel bad kind of for the server, so I tip like extra good. Like I basically give like another $9 in tip. I give them like 100% tip, so that I'm paying like $18. It's cheaper than the $16 or $17 meal plus tip, but I'm giving them a 100% tip in a sense to counteract the fact that I got this little $9 plate. Still cheaper for me, but not like a disappointment for the worker that I skimped, if you will.
They probably prefer that, actually.
Yeah. So That
Oh.
Din Tai Fung.
I wanna
Oh,
go.
Din Tai Fung. Yes, Din Tai Fung. The chocolate. Oh, the chocolate
We
bao.
need to just try ordering those to go and see how they taste.
Chocolate bao to go. I should have done that on my birthday.
Oh, why didn't you?
I should have.
But then you would have had to eat all 10, and I don't think you could have.
You have to order 10?
Yeah, they come in a set of 10.
Oh, you can't order the 5-pack?
I don't think there is a 5-pack.
The 5-pack is what we got.
No, we got a 10. We each had 2.
Did we? I thought we had a 5-pack, and I was the only one that got 2 when we went as a family of 4.
Was it?
Yeah, because we ate 1 each, and then there was 1 left over.
Oh, maybe they only come in 5. I'm checking.
She's checking, but you probably know if you were just there. Let me know. You might be able to tell us in the comments quicker than she can check it. But
desserts. Oh, never mind. It is 5.
Yeah, 5.
Okay.
5. I could eat 5.
Yeah, you could have
trust
had
me.
5.
I could eat 5.
Why didn't you do that?
I don't know.
For $11.50, you totally should have. Now you're making me hungry.
Let's see here.
want
Sarah
spicy
says she's just joining. Hello. Hi, Sarah. Any tips for first-time visitors with a toddler? Yes. Let me go find that video.
I want spicy wontons.
Toddler.
Can I have spicy wontons?
Toddler. Spicy wontons.
Spicy wontons. I mean, look how good they look.
Toddler rides. Okay. Dropping it in the comments right now. Toddler rides video that you can check out. Everything that a toddler can do. It's basically everything without a height requirement. And there's like 30 some rides. So just you'll want to be mindful of what those rides are. And make sure you take afternoon breaks. Don't overstimulate them. Don't force them to take photos with characters they don't want to take photos with. If, you love Star Wars and you want a photo with Chewie, but all they see is a big hairy rug that makes noise and they're afraid of it, please don't make them take the photo. You don't want to traumatize them. So yeah, the breaks will help them not to get overstimulated. And also, as I just mentioned, kind of skip the kids' meals. Take, if they like peanut butter and jelly or whatever, take peanut butter and jelly for them. Give them the comfort of that food that they love rather than, buying them a kid's meal that they may not eat. Here's a weird one, all right? So Benjamin loves Kraft mac and cheese. But for the longest time, if we bought mac and cheese at a restaurant, be it Disney or elsewhere, he would say he wanted it because he loves mac and cheese, but what he wanted was Kraft. And when he would get theme park mac and cheese, he just wouldn't eat it. So it ended up being a waste. So,
That's why we made sandwiches.
Yeah. Give them the food that they want.
We still take plenty of snack bars and stuff when we go. We're carrying fig bars.
Yeah.
The only time recently that we didn't really use any of our snacks from home was the day James and I went up, because it was just the 2 of us. He and I split everything, and so if I was eating something, he just had some of it with me, and so we didn't end up using any snacks from home that day. But usually when it's all 4 of us, the kids are eating fig bars and granola bars and stuff.
Poor Benjamin with the Grinch, Miss Momo says. He was so brave.
I think
they warmed up to him afterwards. Now, what I did not put on the camera or mention was we were watching Waterworld, and the boys were loving it. They're like, oh, this is great. So, in fact, as soon as it finished, James was like, can we go see that again? He loved that. But as we were walking out, one of the workers came running around the corner, one of the cast members going, "Rah!" And Benjamin was not expecting it, and it scared him, and he started to cry. Poor little guy. And he said that he did not like Waterworld, and it was primarily because, ooh, gummy bears.
I need a snack.
I needed a snack. Mm-hmm. But he did okay with the Grinch in the end. Have I been to Toronto? Sort of. Close. I've been close to Toronto.
Have we?
Close.
Where?
Niagara Falls.
Oh.
It's as close as we've gotten to Toronto.
I'm thinking Vancouver. I'm like, that's the wrong side, but no, that is Toronto out there.
I'm pretty sure from our hotel, because we were pretty high up on a hotel.
That's all you're getting.
I feel like you could see Toronto, couldn't you? From way off in the distance or something. I don't know if it's that close. I can't remember. Can't remember if it's that close or not, but I feel like we were pretty close to Toronto at some point. Let's see. How would I rate the Tigger Tail? 1 to 10? 10.
I keep forgetting about that thing.
That was so good. So good. I was surprised at how good that was.
Yeah, because you don't like marshmallows.
Mm-hmm. Vince asks, which dining package is better? Storytellers or Magic Key Terrace for a World of Color?
I don't know, because you haven't done either of them.
I haven't done either, but I've eaten at both places. Although it's been 3 years since we've been to Storytellers. We need to go back to Storytellers. I need better footage, especially if we're going to do a Downtown Disney guide. But going to Trader Sam's is more important, I think, than...
Do we plan on Storytellers the day we go for Food and Wine Festival?
Might be late for a Downtown Disney food guide, but...
Well, Anne would probably be eating Food and Wine Festival food all day.
Yeah.
I'm walking a lot.
I mean, honestly, both of them have pretty good food. But it's been so long since I've eaten at Storytellers, I can't quite say whether Storytellers is better than Magic Key or not. Because I did really like my Emperor's New Flatbread. That was pretty good. Amy hasn't been to Magic Key, so she can't really talk about it. But I like the Magic Key Terrace. It was fun. It was quieter because it's Magic Key members only. That's something to consider too.
Gummy bears ran out.
Gummy bears ran out?
At least the big ones. I have all the little pads.
Any merch videos coming up? I'll redo one in January once all the Christmas stuff is gone.
When do you think
just
they're
to show
start
what the
releasing like 70th merch?
I don't know. I don't know if they'll do it early or if they'll wait until May.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you. We'll show you all the 2025 merch as soon as we hit January. So yeah, we'll have a merch video in January. Once, like I said, once all the Christmas stuff is gone. So I have to wait till after Christmas. I can't do it on the 5th when I go because there'll still be Christmas stuff. I'll have to wait till, let's see, when am I going? After the 5th. I am going the 14th. That'll be the next time that I go up. January 14th. It's a Tuesday. I think I already have that reservation confirmed. Here's our schedule. I need to post the schedule online, but we're going January 5th. All of us to starting a Disney California Adventure.
I'm still hoping we can switch that.
We want Disneyland. It's Amy's birthday. Well, that day's not her birthday, but we're going for her birthday. But by the time that we were able to free up reservations to book that, the only thing that was available was DCA. So we're hoping we can switch to Disneyland, but right now we have DCA. I'm starting at Disneyland, just me, on the 14th. That's a Tuesday. Kids will be back in school. Lunar New Year Festival gets kicked off on the 17th, so we won't be going up that day, but on the 18th, the Saturday, we'll all be going, starting in Disneyland.
Wait, why are we starting at Disneyland
That's a good question. I should switch it. I should switch it.
You could switch that.
And they're just 2 DCA days in a row.
I know,
I'll switch it.
but...
I'll switch it right now if I can.
Yeah.
I'll do it right now. Wait.
Because it's like, wait, that's Food Festival. We want to be in the other part.
Well, I mean, we could easily still do the Food Festival, but that extra half hour before hopping time can sometimes be helpful if it's going to be a really packed food festival. I feel like Lunar New Year is a really popular one, too.
I felt like Festival of the Holidays used to be way more crowded.
Yeah, Festival of Holidays
really
wasn't bad.
Year. Which,
it wasn't
I don't
bad.
know why.
What day is that? The 18th. Modify for all 4 of us. And it's gone.
So back. That's why.
Yeah, that's probably why I chose Disneyland. It was probably the only one that was available. Because that weekend was disappearing. Yeah.
Lunar New Year. It's
probably
the opposite.
Oh well. Well, we'll still get Lunar New Year that day. The food video will probably be out. So when festivals kick off, food videos usually come out on Sundays instead of Mondays, just to get the video out a little faster for you guys. So we'll be going up on Saturday, and I'll power edit that video to get it out on Sunday for you. And then I have tentatively going on the 23rd of January. It's not confirmed yet because I don't have any free reservations, but it'll just be me. It's a Thursday. Then February 1st is confirmed. We all have a reservation starting at Disneyland for the whole family. February 8th is confirmed the following week, starting at Disney California Adventure for the whole family.
We're going up 3 times that month?
Yep, going up 3 times that month. Disneyland on the 13th, Thursday the 13th of February, is just me. I'm eyeing that up. We have other obligations the weekend of the 15th, which is why we're doing Disneyland with the family 2 weekends in a row. Usually it's every other week for the family. And then we're going up as a family on the 22nd of February. So in February, the 1st, the 8th, and the 22nd are already confirmed. And I have tentatively going up on the 13th just myself. Also, we'll probably be going for the first day of Food and Wine on the 28th. So actually, Amy, you'll be going 4 times in February. 4 times in
Unless,
February.
I mean, there's always a potential one of those, like, the 22nd will get moved to, like, a weekday and we won't go up that day.
And then I already have 90s Night booked for March 4th. That is as far out as we go right now. And I don't have a reservation and won't grab a reservation for that day, so I won't be able to get in till the mix-in. And the mix-in begins for after-hours events at 6 p.m., unless I do grab a reservation, because sometimes David and I will go in around 3 to 4. So, yeah, we might actually grab reservations for that day. David will be joining me for 90s Night. And, yeah, we might grab reservations for that day, but I don't have a reservation right now anyway. I do have the 90s Night ticket, so I'll definitely be in there for the evening, but I don't know about that day. I definitely won't be in there that morning, though, because we won't even drive up until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. David lives down here too, by the way. Big Red Journeys, not Fresh Baked David, but Big Red Journeys David. He lives down in the Chula Vista area, which is South Bay, San Diego. So San Diego can be divided into 3 technical quadrants, but there's like a 4th district as well, if you want to consider it. You have San Diego itself, but nobody ever really talks about the San Diego itself. When you're talking about San Diego, you talk about North County, East County, or South Bay. Those are the three things you talk about. North County is Carlsbad Oceanside, Escondido. So the safari park is in North County, and Vista, yeah. But I mean, nobody really goes to Vista except for people who live in Vista. So Legoland is also in North County, and then East County is where we live. It's El Cajon and Rancho San Diego, Lakeside. Santee, Lakeside. But nobody visits East County, and then you have South Bay, and South Bay is where Sesame Place is located, and it's closer to the border to Mexico. So people who go to Mexico and things like that will go through South Bay. But those are the 3 main quadrants of San Diego. And David lives in South Bay. We live in East County. So I'll often drive over to his house, and either I'll park my car there and he'll drive, or I'll drive and I'll pick him up. But when we do these events, it's easier to carpool together. So yeah, he'll be joining me for 90s Night. Where do you feel is the best spot to view Fantasmic? Chris asks this question. The only time we have even stayed for Fantasmic, we had a dining package,
which I would actually recommend.
Yeah.
And I've heard the Rancho one is pretty good because it's not too expensive.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that one like $35 a person or something? Mm-hmm. And then that one gets you priority spot.
Yeah.
For viewing.
Yeah. Vince brings up a good point that the thing that people come do, I don't ever think about it though. The thing that people come to East County for is the casinos, because all the casinos are in East County.
That makes sense. It makes our street extremely busy.
We live on a street, well, we live one street over from a street that is like a main artery for getting up to one of the casinos. And there's always traffic going up that road. And people that are coming from Rancho San Diego, which is a nearby town, will cut up our street instead of going up to that main one.
Really
because
annoying.
It kind of cuts the corner, and it makes our street busier as well. So we see a little bit of casino traffic even on our road here. Debbie asks, who's my favorite star? Did we answer the other question? What was the best spot to... Yeah. Oh, we didn't really finish the Fantasmic spot.
That's because if you don't have a dining thing, I don't know where the best place is.
I don't know where to sit, but
that's what I said. Get a dining
package. I guess that is the answer to the question. Favorite Star Wars character? Darth Vader. I know I'm so unoriginal, right? Darth Vader.
And
or
R2D2.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I like Rey. Maybe it's just that I like Daisy Ridley. Have you seen the new movie, the new Daisy Ridley movie? Like The Woman in the Sea or something like that? Young Woman in the Sea. That was a good movie. We watched it recently. That's a Daisy Ridley movie, and I enjoyed that one too. What did you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah. That's on Disney Plus, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it gave me anxiety because she's in water and it's dark and there's like animals.
Amy doesn't like the ocean.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out yet.
Amy does not like the ocean.
Why are you two back down here again?
Oh, because it's time for bed.
Okay,
They're putting their devices away.
Come say goodnight and then
Say
go
goodnight
off
to
bed.
everybody.
Okay, then come in. It's not over there.
Super Jordan Reviews says that they love Ray too. All right, here we go.
My favorite movie is I don't know.
Okay, what's your favorite Star Wars?
My
character?
favorite movie. R2D2.
R2D2. There you go.
Okay,
My favorite Star Wars character is R2D2.
You like R2D2?
Yeah, thank you.
Kristen gave us a super chat and says, "Enjoy a treat on me." So I will screenshot
No, all
that.
of us are the kids.
Probably everybody, right? But what themed event are you most excited about this year? Themed event. I mean, probably just the 70th in general. 70th. It's not a paid event, but it's a themed event.
Okay,
But yeah, back to
okay, night.
whoop.
Oh.
bumping the camera. Back to
Good
the
night.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
back to the Ray thing. A lot of people hate on
We never need it.
Hey,
a
go
lot
ahead.
a lot of people hate on episodes 7 through 9. I don't mind them. In fact, I find episode 8 to be really funny. I really like that's the one that Ryan Johnson did. I actually really like that one. If I have a complaint about them, it's that who is the guy that did 7 and 9? I feel like I should know. I feel like I should know that off the top of my head. Episode 7 Star Wars
Yes,
director.
that was
I should know that.
movie
J.J. Abrams.
From.
Okay,
Okay,
boys.
please. Bedtime.
I don't want to go to bed.
Yeah, clearly.
It's
Night-night.
7:30. Please don't say good night.
Marilyn
boys.
says night-night, boys.
I'm
Night-night.
not going to bed.
Night night. Night night.
Hello.
Okay, you wanna go, how about you go get them
I
ready?
can't even get up.
You can go get them ready and I can keep
No.
talking.
Benjamin.
The only thing I didn't like was that J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson were basically like fighting, and you could tell. It's obvious. It's obvious in the movies, and that's the only thing I don't like about
What
it.
movie is Everybody Wants to Rule
James,
the World?
James, I'm trying to talk, please.
Talk.
Okay.
Okay.
J.J. Abrams made a movie, and then Ryan Johnson basically like spat in his face and undid everything that he did. And then J.J. Abrams got the movie back in episode 9, and he's like, everything that Ryan Johnson changed, I'm just going to change back again. And it was so glaringly obvious that it made like some dissonance in the movie, so I understand that. But if you look past that aspect of it, they're still pretty good movies, and I enjoy them well enough.
Mommy likes this.
No, I don't. You need to get up so we can go to bed.
I like bed.
Yes.
Aw, they are the cutest boys. That's wonderful.
they are. They're very cuddly, as you can tell. Amy's buried. They're very cuddly. They love to cuddle.
I'm very squishy.
The second showing of Fantasmic tends to be less crowded, as far as I've heard. Chris asks if we've ever been to Club 33. We have not.
Anybody want to take us?
Yeah, we don't know anybody to take us.
Yeah, we need
But
something.
I've never been to Club 33. I've also not done
can't.
21 Royal either. That's another one that's like
$1,500
$1,500 meal if you
and
split
then
it 12 ways or something like that. The first thing that I need to do is do a VIP tour. And I feel like, so we talked about this before. And maybe 2025 will be the year that we actually try to do it. But I know that Chris Provost does this, and some people suggested that I do it as well. And I host a VIP tour with me. I'm not the tour guide. There'll still be a Disneyland tour guide. But like we have a channel member, not channel member, but a channel viewer VIP tour.
So like the first 10 people to sign up get
9, because I would be one of them. So the first 9 people would be able to go.
I want to go.
I want to go.
And we would, you'd get to hang out with me for the 8 hours or 7 hours or whatever it is.
Not you.
Yay.
And I know, like I said, I know Chris Provost has done that before. So that's we'd have to like pick a date, nail down the date, and then I would basically have to get everybody confirmed and like paid through like my website or something, like a third party service, so that I have all the funds to then pay and buy the tour.
Because how much would that make it per person? Like if you had a group of 10.
I don't know, because the dates, the prices are different for the dates, and depending on how many hours you do, I would have to look into it. But I have a business card. I have a business card in my wallet for the VIP tours. I saw waiting for a parade, we were right next to some VIP people, and we were chatting up the tour guide one of the times, and she handed us a business card and said, "Yeah, give us a call." Estimated for 10 people. It would be approximately $400 a person, estimate, and yeah, about between $400 to $500 a person, is an estimate. I don't know the exact amount, but it would be a minimum of 7 hours with a tour guide. Sorry, the kids keep hitting the camera. It would be a minimum of 7 hours with the tour guide. The tour guide would get you on to the rides like Lightning Lane, or sometimes they take you through the exits of attractions. The tour guide has the benefit of being able to share with you behind the scenes info. The tour guide will also like go buy snacks for you. You have to use your money. They're not gonna, it's not like snacks aren't free, but they'll go wait in the line for you if you want to like chill on a park bench and that sort of thing. I know that they'll do that. I've never done one. James. Okay, no, we need to turn this off.
No,
right?
James, you're being annoying now. I said go to bed.
It's time to go to bed.
No,
Hey,
James.
they keep hitting.
Okay, off. No, off.
How about you just go put them?
I'm
put them
trying
bed?
to. They won't get off.
But yeah.
Come on.
James.
James. Okay, come on.
Sorry. Okay, they're going. I think they're gonna go to bed now. Have I toured Walt's apartment? No, I haven't. Does 400 include theme park admission? I don't think so.
What?
The 400 include admission. I don't think so. I think that's extra, because the tour only lasts 7 hours. The tour isn't all day. I mean, you could have an all day tour, but then it becomes more expensive. But I don't think the VIP tour includes that. Yeah. Thanks, Chris, for confirming that. Yeah. Still have to buy a park ticket. But let's see here. For someone with a nerve or disc damage in their back, Stephanie asked this: are there benches to watch the Disneyland parade, even if you have to sit in that spot 3 hours ahead of time? Yes. Yes, there are benches. In fact, when we were watching the Christmas Fantasy Parade, they had taken the benches from against the wall by the Disneyland Railroad, and they moved them all the way up to the curb so that people could sit on the benches right there up at the curb and be able to look out over in front of the Main Street station. You would definitely have to be camped out plenty enough in advance. For Christmas Fantasy Parade, we got there 2 hours early just for a curb spot. Now, at that 2 hour mark, because the previous parade, we watched the second parade, previous parade had just finished. So you could have, at the 2 hour mark, you could have also grabbed a bench then. I don't know how early the benches would fill up for like the first parade though. But if you showed up like right at the end of the first parade, you'd be able to get the bench as people vacate them. And then the next parade is in like 2 hours. And that would be a way to do it. Yeah. What is your rope drop DCA ride? Usually Toy Story Midway Mania. That's where we always go for rope drop first. It's just where we go almost all the time. If it's broken or not ready yet for the morning, which happens 50-50, in Credit Coaster, if that one is closed 50-50, we'll just go do other things like Mickey's Death Wheel or whatever. We almost never go to Radiator Springs Racers. And now that Benjamin is 7 years old, we single rider it. We'll probably never wait standby for that ride again. I just don't see us ever doing that. Rope Drop Disneyland ride. Super Jordan Reviews asks Space Mountain, Indiana Jones, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Haunted Mansion Holiday if it's during the holiday version, or Alice in Wonderland. Those are the 4 or 5 places that we'll go depending on the day, the season, the time of year, whatever we want to do. If we're trying to go for Fantasyland rides, we go to Alice in Wonderland. If we're trying to go for big thrill rides, it's a toss-up between Space Mountain and Indiana Jones, though I prefer Space Mountain just because I feel like there's less waiting with Space Mountain. Like, there's still quite a bit of a line going to Indiana Jones, and I feel like Space Mountain churns through people faster than Indiana Jones, so the line moves a little bit quicker. Big Thunder is usually pretty nice as like a second ride. If you go to Indiana Jones and go to Big Thunder immediately afterwards, or go to Big Thunder immediately after Space Mountain, but you could theoretically rope drop it as well. But it's probably better off as like a second ride. And Matterhorn could be a possibility as well, but Alice in Wonderland's our Fantasyland pick for rope drop. Walt's Main Street Story. Yeah, I want to do Walt's Main Street Story at some point. Best spot for viewing World of Color. I have also not done World of Color in a really long time for regular viewing, but the earlier the better. That's all I got to say. The earlier the better, and try to have like a fence in front of you if you can. If you can get a spot with a fence in front of you, you won't have heads in front of you when people are standing. And then the kids will get better view if you've got kids. Otherwise, if you've got people sitting in front of you, they're going to stand up because no one's allowed to sit. They might be sitting at first. You're like, oh, okay, this is fine. But then they make everybody stand up, and then you got tall people blocking the view for little people, and then you're tempted to put the child on your shoulders, but then you're blocking the view of the people behind you, and it's just especially if you've got kids, try to get a spot with the fence in front of you. There's a couple of different like tiers, like levels of the viewing area, and they all have, I don't know if you're familiar with the area where they shoot out, where they display World of Color, and how they have like different walkways, like tiered walkways. You just need a spot with a fence in front of you. Kristen, thank you for the super chat again. This time very specific. The treat for the boys this time. Thank you. Appreciate that a lot. I know they'll appreciate it too. What's your take if Mark Twain Riverboat was actually turned into a transport ride? Vince, I haven't even seen any rumors, passing that around. Transport where? Where would they transport you? To the, like, over by Star Wars? Well, they couldn't really do Star Wars Land, though. I don't know where they would even transport you. But if they were to tear it out, let's just talk them tearing it out, because that's what they're doing at Florida. If they were to tear it out at Disneyland, would I be upset or sad? I mean, maybe. It's more iconic at Disneyland. I don't think they ever will, because they use the Mark Twain Riverboat for Fantasmic. But at Disney World, I'm happy. I'm actually happy for it. I've never ridden it. Well, actually, I've ridden it once at Walt Disney World, just once. But I think it's a bunch of wasted space at Walt Disney World, and I'm happy for the expansion that they're bringing. I know a lot of people are upset about it, unpopular opinion, but I am. Maria, thank you for the super chat, and Merry Christmas. Appreciate that very much. Let's see. Does the hack to get the last reservation at Lamplight Lounge to watch World of Color work? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, you can watch World of Color from Lamplight Lounge if you get one that is late enough and you hang out in that area. Yeah. Yep, I've heard of people doing that. People definitely do that. How busy will Disneyland be tomorrow? I don't know. It's a weekend heading into Christmas. Could be busy. Tuesday, the 17th. Oh, Tuesday the 17th was amazing. But kids weren't out of school yet. Even my kids were still in school. And we even said this because um, because it was Christmas parties, even if, like, because it was my birthday, Amy wouldn't have pulled the kids out anyway. Like, even if they had considered pulling the kids out to come up to Disneyland with me on my birthday, she wouldn't have, because it was like Christmas party day. So last week was like Christmas parties for, most people. So people weren't really pulling kids out during like Christmas party weeks. And so, well, I mean, last Tuesday was just amazing. We've always found the week, like right before Christmas, to be amazing, to just be absolutely perfect. We've never gone. I mean, she's gone over Christmas, but it's been so long ago, and I couldn't even tell you what it's going to be like tomorrow. I really couldn't. If you want to know, check the app right now. I mean, it's 8 p.m. This is most likely be what it's like at 8 p.m. tomorrow too, because it's both a weekend. Thank you for the super chat, Stephanie. Merry Christmas to you as well. Greatly appreciate it. Never go on Super Bowl Sunday.
Big Thunder's 55.
Rise only 50.
Only 50.
At 8 o'clock at night, that's typical.
That's hard to get over to. That's why that time of night. I mean, Mickey Minnie's is only 35.
Mickey Minnie's, what's space at?
70.
70. This was not terrible.
Autopia's 45.
It's also later at night now, but I mean, it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. But also, pass holders are all blocked out now.
So the pass holders are all blocked out.
How many tickets they're selling?
It's really
Jungle Cruise
it's really
is
hard
20.
to say.
Pirates is closed at the moment. Why is Pirates closed?
Miss Momo said the downtown Disney was packed last night. It was a Friday night too. I'm sure that yesterday was Friday, right? I'm so out of whack right now because we went up to Universal on Thursday. We went up to Universal on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
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 And I don't know. I'm just all out of whack now.
That's because you went up to Anaheim on Tuesday. You came back.
That's
home.
it. I went up to Anaheim on Tuesday, and I went up to Universal on Thursday.
And we drove up on Wednesday. Is what threw us off too, because we drove up to Universal on Wednesday.
My wires are all crossed right now on what day of the week it is. That's another. Since I work from home, I don't really have Amy's got this Monday through Friday is school type pattern down, and I don't have like an office job that I'm going to where it's very distinctly you're off on the weekend. So I routinely am working weekends. I'm working different days. It's just whenever I work on things, and so sometimes I have no idea what day of the week it is.
I did tuck you in, James. I did. Go. Yes, I did.
It's fine. I'll go tuck them in. While you keep. What
am I doing?
Answering questions, and
okay.
I need to use the restroom too. So
okay.
I'll be back.
Where did you leave off?
I don't know. Just answer any questions.
I don't think you're planning on doing Star Wars night again, right?
I have no idea yet.
Okay.
I'll think about it when they go on sale.
He doesn't know yet for Star Wars night.
All right. Here we go.
Rise of the Resistance. Lightning Lane vents, are you asking if it's worth it, or you say you always get it? We've never gone it, but we usually try to just keep an eye on it. We've actually ridden it quite a bit lately. We've been managing to find it at times where it's gone down to about 45 minutes, and to us, that's actually, a decent wait for that ride, and it hasn't been that long. Best table service at DCA. I mean, Lamplight's good. We enjoyed the, now I can't think of what it's called, the Italian place, that I'm going mind blank on what its name is. We enjoyed that one in DCA. I'm trying to think of what else. Carthay Circle was just to me it was too pricey for what you got. The food wasn't as good as some of the other places. If you're in DCA, the other consideration is just going over into the Grand Californian and going to Storytellers, because it's been a while since we've done Storytellers, but we enjoyed Storytellers Cafe in the past. We have no idea what to expect on New Year's Eve. I've heard it's crowded. I've heard it's busy. So pack your patience. But we really don't know because we're blocked out during that time, so we can't even go unless we bought a one-day ticket. So, I don't think we're going on Anaheim Ducks Day, or is that one of the? That might be one of the days Trevor's going. Hold on, let me pull up his calendar. What did he say he was going? No. Oh, wait, no, he did say he was going to Disneyland that day. So Vince, I guess, yeah, maybe he should take his Ducks jersey that day. We'll see. I didn't know that was Ducks Day. I'll mention that to him. Vince said January 20th or January 23rd is Anaheim Ducks Day in DCA.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going that day. You're starting in Disneyland, but maybe you should wear your jersey.
Oh. Something to think about. Am I going that day?
Yes, that's that Thursday.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
So you are going that day.
How about that?
So maybe you should think about it.
I absolutely should. After getting that jersey from the Anaheim day. It was very awesome of Visit Anaheim to do that. And we got to make a connection with the marketing rep for Visit Anaheim. And hopefully we'll have more collaborations like that in the future. What is my personal favorite food at Disneyland? I feel like that question's got asked like 5 times. Everything. I'm just going to say the same answer as I said last time. Everything. Disney Magic Family says, "Hi guys, how are the crowds in June? Hello from Texas."
June's not too bad.
June's pretty good.
Though.
June gloom.
Okay, it depends. The week, keep an eye on Magic Key dates. Because after the first 2 levels of Magic Keys are blacked out, the crowds get better.
Yeah.
But that last week,
it's the first week of June.
I think it's the first week of June. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's like a mini spring break because all the Magic Key holders are trying to go one last time before.
The Imagine Key and Enchant Key people are like, I'm going to get blocked out all summer. I gotta
go.
Yeah,
and they go like multiple times that week.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like the end of June is usually amazing.
Ducks Day, because he said he can't remember. January 24th.
Oh, so it's not the 23rd.
Yeah, it's the 24th. It's the day after. Oh, well. No big deal. Liz says that they heard that Tokyo Disneyland lines are outrageous. We've not been, but
I've heard that too, but I've heard they also move quickly and orderly because it's, Japanese people and they're very like orderly and timely. Like I've heard the lines are crazy long. Like they'll get there like 5 hours before the park opens, but then like once the park opens, like it goes really fast. But I've also heard if you stay, I think like at one of their hotels, you avoid all those lines anyway.
Disney Magic Family says they're going the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Probably going to be during the busier time of June.
Oh wait, no. So Enchant, the 5th will be busy.
Okay.
The 5th will be insanely busy because that's the last day Enchant can go.
Okay.
But
Imagine should be blocked out already, right?
Yeah. Imagine.
Okay.
So the 6th and the 7th should actually be okay.
Even the 5th, because it's only one level of pass holders. But you will notice that the 5th is busier than the 6th and the 7th because of all the Enchant people on their last day.
Yeah, it will be busy.
But
yeah, the 6th and the 7th should be fine.
Yeah. Do I think Indiana Jones will be closed in March? It's always a good possibility. I feel like March is when they do their regular annual maintenance for Indy.
For what, Indy?
For Indy. Yeah. We won't know until like 6 weeks out, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Hello from Alberta. I'll be attending Disneyland in April 2025. My first day in the parks is right on my birthday. Oh, well, that is a really fun birthday present for you. I loved going to Disneyland on my birthday, and I'm sure you're going to have a blast.
Get a birthday bun.
It'll be spring break, so it'll probably also be busy.
When are they going?
April, and since Easter is so late this year, there's only like 1 week of April that is after Easter, and even I feel like that 1 week after Easter
a week and a half after Easter.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but that week is still Easter break for a lot of schools.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
yeah.
So yeah.
April will probably be busy, but you'll have a fun time anyway. Just gotta have your expectations properly planned for.
Why is my nose running?
I am looking at these comments, seeing some other questions here. Do they ever run out of reservations? Are they going to keep requiring reservations? They have run out on like the super popular days, but it's very rare for them to run out of reservations for regular ticket guests. Happens, but it's very rare. And are they going to keep requiring reservations? Unfortunately, because the reservation system makes Disney more money, or rather saves them money, because they're able to regulate how many guests are coming in on certain days. They're able to see how many guests are coming on certain days. They're able to plan food better. They're able to plan staffing better. And even though every other theme park has gotten rid of their reservations, I just don't see Disney ever dropping them.
Maybe they'll surprise us.
I just don't see Disney ever dropping them. They dropped them in Florida to an extent, but that's because, for the most part, guests, like, they know when guests are coming.
But even then, like, pass holders after 4 p.m., like, don't need one or something, and except for, like, Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
But I guess, once again, Magic Kingdom still, like, even for pass holders out there, like, requires one or something on certain days.
Yeah. Spring break question: with Easter so late, do you think spring break is all over the place, or will it be the busiest the end of April?
I mean, April will probably be the busiest, but the thing is like, so some places will do spring. The hard part is some places do spring breaks, some places do Easter breaks, some places do both. Like, for school, it's usually one or the other, but like for colleges, sometimes it's both. And since it's a tourist destination, that's why we tell people March and April, like.
Well, I can tell you this.
Nuts.
My kids are out April 12th through the 21st. Their last day of school is Friday the 11th, and then they go back on Tuesday the 22nd. So they are off the whole week of the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. However, they're also blocked out that week because Amy and the kids have the Believe Key. Inspire Key is open that week, but even though they're off of school, we can't actually go. Like, I mean, I'll probably go at least once, but I can't take Amy and the kids. We usually go that Monday because the 21st is still a day off of school for the kids, but the passes are back open again. So we'll be going the 21st most likely before they go back to school on the 22nd. But yeah, with Easter being so late, the typical range of like March 15th through April 15th being spring break, and then once you get past April 15th, it really starting to lighten back up. Not going to be the case this year.
Most schools in San Diego, like, we get off a week. There's a lot of schools here in San Diego, and I don't know what LA does, but there's a lot that give you both those weeks off in April.
Oh, really?
So, like, that week that we go back on that Tuesday, there's a lot of schools who are off that whole entire week as well.
It's anyone's guess what's going to happen this year because of how late spring break is. I'm tempted to say that because spring break is late, Easter, because Easter is late, maybe spring break won't start until end of March, beginning of April now. It won't start to get busy like around March 15th like it usually does. But I don't know, like a lot of college spring breaks aren't necessarily dictated by Easter. They have them when they have them because it's halfway through the term. And that might mean that, they still have their breaks halfway through the term. And they have them, mid-March, end of March, even though Easter isn't until the end of April. So I don't know. We're just gonna have to play it by ear. And we'll provide updates. I'm in the park once a week at least, so you'll be as we get closer, you'll be able to see how things are progressing at Disneyland as far as crowds go. March is a better time. First 2 weeks of March, especially first 2 weeks of March, you get Food and Wine Festival. It's a really great time to go, and spring break has not hit yet. I like the first couple of weeks of March. They've always been very solid. Kara was asking that question. Alicia says I'll be in Disneyland at the end of April from the 27th. Okay. Yeah, 27th. 27th shouldn't be too bad. I feel like that's far enough past everything that you'll probably be pretty safe.
David, I hope you have a reservation for tomorrow already. Because, I mean, whatever part you have a reservation is whatever one you're starting in tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have a reservation, then hopefully there's reservations available.
Yeah, David says, I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow based on how crowded it is. Do you think I should start at Disneyland? Or
did you book one and you're thinking...
Oh, no, wait. Going to Tomorrowland or Adventureland.
Oh, is that what they said?
That's what it says.
Oh, I read that as, like, California Adventure. Okay.
Because you saw going to tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then you saw land or adventure. That's what you were thinking. Okay.
I can't read. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Tomorrowland or Adventureland? I don't know.
Actually, honestly... If it's tomorrow, if it's priority, and I mean, it depends. If you're buying Lightning Lane, you could go either way. If you're not buying Lightning Lane, go to Haunted Mansion first.
Good recommendation. Sorry, guys, I'm starting to yawn.
If you don't have Lightning Lane, go to Haunted Mansion first, and then go to It's a Small World at some point in the morning, because that will get crazy busy
before 9. If you want to ride it before, like, it gets a 45-minute wait,
no,
go
if
before
you're
9.
getting a Lightning Lane, that won't matter because both of those rides are on Lightning Lane.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's true, too. But then again, I mean, so is Indiana Jones and Space Mountain, which would have been the recommendations for Adventureland.
Pick one of those, yeah.
It's whatever you want to do. They're half a dozen of this, half a dozen of that. I don't know the actual phrase. A child is out of bed again. Oh, they're going to the bathroom.
Okay.
All right. Not I was waiting for it. Mommy. That's what they do.
James won't stop talking.
That's what they do.
James won't stop singing.
If I could only go to Disney once a year, when would I prefer to go?
Christmas.
Last week.
That doesn't help them.
Last week. No, yeah, it does. So 2025. Let me give you the dates for 2025. If I only had to pick one time to go to Disney, I would pick the 15th through the 19th of December. That's what I would pick.
I'm guessing our kids will get out of school on your birthday.
Probably. That's probably their last day of school is my birthday. I'll be going up to Disney on the 16th if I stick with my Tuesday pattern. So I'll actually be home for my birthday this year.
Okay, we can go out, for dinner actually.
Yeah.
Unless we drive up somewhere that night.
Yeah, unless we go to like Universal again or Knott's or something. Yeah, that's the week that I would go in 2025. If I had to pick one week, that's the week I'm picking. It gives me Christmas. It gives me the Christmas Fantasy Parade. It gives me Mickey gingerbread cookies. And it gives me that, like, perfect week before the Christmas craziness sets in when all the kids are enjoying their Christmas parties at school and nobody wants to pull their kids out. That's the week that I'm picking. Absolutely. Hands down. If you have a child, Relaskatan asks, if you have a child that has Lightning Lane but doesn't want to ride, can someone else use it? Yes. They don't ever check who's using it. But assuming that everybody in your party is going to have it, it just means that you would have one left over. So, like, one person could ride again, using, ride a second time using the band, but then you're just better off getting a rider switch for whoever sits out with the child, unless it's an older child who doesn't need somebody to sit out with them. But, in theory, yes, you could take the band or the ticket. You don't, if you don't have a band, you just scan the ticket. They're not going to, They might look at you weird if it's like, you know, Amy, but I'm scanning Amy's because the name does pop up on their screen.
Does it?
I believe so. At least it does at Disney World. I haven't paid super close attention to here. I'm hearing a child. Is he talking to himself in the bathroom? He's doing like minion noises?
I don't know.
But yeah, I've taken my mom's magic band before, and she's Vicky, and I've scanned with her magic band at Disney World, and they've never said anything. Even then, when I know the name pops up on the screen, so I don't know. They don't care.
No.
They don't care. You could use it. Yeah, you could use it. Heading to the park January 4th. Is that when all or just some of the Magic Keys come back? Let me check. Magic Key calendar.
It's not all of them because it's a weekend. It's a Saturday. I think. So I know it's not all of them.
Inspire comes back January. Oh wait, it says there's Disneyland for your birthday. We should go switch. See if I can switch. Yeah, while I'm here, Believe Key. Yeah, Believe Key doesn't come back to the 5th, and Enchant doesn't come back to the 5th. Imagine doesn't come back to the 6th. Now I gotta quickly go and try to switch your birthday.
Why is my nose all bleh? Like, why am I having allergies? What am I allergic to in our own house?
Modify. Can I get Disneyland on the? Nope. It mustn't be in 4 tickets, cause it's not showing when I try to modify.
Why does it say it's blocked out?
It's not. This is just it's what it shows.
Well, that's confusing.
I know.
Because on the other map,
it says date not available.
Well, that's confusing.
I know. I've said that before. I know you guys have no idea what we're talking about, and I'm sorry, but it's just the way that the Magic Key system works is confusing, is what she's saying. But yep, no, it's not showing. Oh well. Okay. No big deal. No big deal. Oh hey Rebecca, good to see you. Good to see you. Hope our night's going well. We're having a good time with chatting with everybody, answering some questions.
Ending before 9 so we can watch a movie tonight.
Sure. Yeah. We'll usually go for a full 3 hours, but I think we're gonna call it night here in about 10 minutes. We'll wrap up at 8:30 our time. Just because Amy really wants to watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation tonight, and wants to do it before she falls asleep on the couch.
Hey, I didn't go to bed till like 11:30 last night. You've already swapped me over to like late night.
I've already swapped you over to late night. You're off your school schedule. I
don't have to get up at 5 o'clock.
You're off your school schedule.
It sounds like there's a cat on the table. Oh, he's not.
Not on the table?
No.
But making noise, getting into stuff.
Brownie's swatting at the other cat.
Kendall Cohen asked, what are some special extras that we can add on, mainly adults? Thank you for all that you do. Dessert parties, dinner packages, dining packages, that's what they're called. Dessert parties, World of Color dessert party, and they also have Skyline Terrace.
What was the question?
Add-ons. So dessert parties, tours. Walt's Main Street Story, I have heard, is phenomenal. You get to go inside Walt's apartment, or you could take the railroad tour if you love the Disneyland Railroad and like trains, and they'll take you on the Lily Bell, which is the special caboose on one of the trains that was specifically for Walt Disney and his wife, and it's named after Walt Disney's wife. And so that one's a really big popular tour for train enthusiasts. And then, of course, there's the VIP tour, which is a minimum of 7 hours, a minimum of $500 an hour. So it's a minimum of $3,500 for 7 hours on the cheapest day. It's more expensive. It's more expensive on more expensive days. But if you have the money for it and you wanna pay for a VIP tour, you get the VIP tour guide and basically get to go on lines in an expedited fashion. Other add-ons. Those are mostly the add-ons there. Let's see here. Me and my family are going to Disneyland on January 1st, and my family really wants to rope drop Peter Pan. What time is too late to arrive at rope drop for Peter Pan? January 1st. Well, first off, let's take a look. That's a Wednesday.
Don't rope drop it.
That's a Wednesday, and that means that it's not an early entry day, so that's good news. The closer you are to the front of that line, the better. Yeah. We're talking 7:30 at the latest. I'm thinking showing up. I'm thinking showing up at 7:30 at the latest.
The problem is if you get up there and there's already a ton of people in line, you're better off going and riding other stuff and not wasting that whole first 30 to 45 minutes in that line.
If you have a stroller, I can tell you right now, people will run past your stroller. And
trip over your stroller.
And
you blame you for your stroller.
And then you have to go park your stroller. So by the time you get back from parking your stroller, everyone's already flooded into the line. I don't care if you're at the front of the line, you're still not going to make it into the front of the Peter Pan line because of the stroller. That's just been our experience.
Which is why we usually tell people, go take that hour, ride everything else in Fantasyland in that hour. And then you're still going to wait an hour potentially for Peter Pan, but at least you use that whole first hour instead of waiting for Peter Pan. You rode 8 other rides. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you can take it either way.
I don't know what that is.
What?
Rolaska, you said best, worth it, value, Chosky? I don't know what Chosky is for young children. That's not a term I'm familiar with. Chosky.
Or it's a typo.
I'm curious. Maybe you can.
I think it was a typo.
It's probably a typo. Can you tell me what you meant to type? Kitty's making an appearance again.
Toy.
Toy?
Yeah.
Toy. Oh, okay. Value toy. Bubble wands, are always a hit, but they're expensive at Disney. You could probably get one before you go.
Yeah, it's a hard one for us because our kids have honestly never really been into the Disneyland toys.
Yeah.
Thankfully, most of the time, if they bought something in the park, it's been a stuffed animal.
I know people like balloons, but the balloons, I feel, are dangerous because if it flies away or it pops, then you have a sad child.
Yeah, but they'll replace it.
They will. They will. But, if you take it out of the park, they won't.
No.
So.
They are on a wait.
That's true, too. Balloons are popular.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who just bring little trinkets, they'll collect trinkets from Target and other places beforehand, hide them, and then just give them to their child in the park and act like they bought it in the park even though they didn't.
I feel like bubble wands are the most popular thing though. You could get into pins. I have a pin trading video coming up soon. That might be of interest to you. Bye, Stephanie. I'm not sure if you've already gone. We're gonna be going soon here as well. Let's see. Merry Christmas from Australia. SME Loud says. Well, Merry Christmas to you as well. We'll be making our second trip to Disneyland in January and have been watching all of your videos. Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate that a lot. Can you explain the left lane rule?
The left. If a ride lane splits, go left.
So
except for Small World and there's one other ride I told somebody
there
the other day.
There are a lot of rides that when you get up to a certain point, the lane splits into 2. And that's because they have 2 loading stations. And the left lane rule is to always choose the left lane in most scenarios. And the reason is, well, there's 2 reasons for it. The psychological side of it is that Disneyland is an American park. And while people are visiting from other countries, of course, like Australia, where you drive on the left side of the road and you generally do more left side things, in America, everything is mostly on the right-hand side of the road. And so people walk on the right-hand side of the sidewalk, they walk on the right-hand side of the path, they drive on the right-hand side of the road. People just sort of tend towards the right-hand side. So when a lane splits, the vast majority of people are just going to choose the right because that's what their natural inclination is to do. However, there's another aspect of it as well, and that is that, like, especially on a ride like Jungle Cruise, the left line is just physically shorter. If you actually pay attention to it when the line splits, and
It's shorter, and so the right lane on Jungle Cruise only loads about 6 people to the front of the boat. Like, it's like
there's
4
more,
people.
if it's more.
Maybe like 8, but the left lane does
wraps the whole way around the boat.
around the whole entire side of the boat. So they get like double the amount of people in the left lane.
But the other factor is that the right lane, this is the third factor, the right lane is often the handicap line. What do I mean by that? Well, whenever you are going, if you're going in the right-hand side of Jungle Cruise, just use the Jungle Cruise as an example, they load all of the handicap necessary guests before the boat even pulls up to the dock. And the area where they sit them is the area where the people who are in the right lane are going to be seated. So if there are handicap guests that got seated beforehand,
they're not going to load that many people.
They're not going to load that many people from the right-hand side. On the boats that actually have wheelchair accessible boats, the whole middle section of crates is missing so that they can fit a wheelchair there. And that middle section of crates on Jungle Cruise is, again, seating for the people who go down the right-hand side of the line. So just generally speaking, the left is better because of that. Now, there's an exception to that, and as she said, it's a small world. And it's a small world, the left-hand side is actually the handicap loading. And so if there is a handicap boat that comes by,
most of the time with the small world, though, you don't have a choice as to what lane you get put in.
No, you don't anymore. You used to be able to choose, but anymore they're telling you which side you're going down. But generally speaking, any side that you see them doing handicap loading from, like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, the handicap loading is on the right-hand side. And so that's why left is best in that situation, because, again, they'll pull people through the exit. And you'll often see on the right-hand side, you'll see like a group of 6 waiting over there. And oftentimes, like, they'll do rows 5, 6, and 7 on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Yeah. You know, they'll say rows 5, 6, and 7 are all going to be loading from the exit for handicap guests. So that's 3 rows that won't load for regular guests coming through the main line.
Indiana Jones would be another exception, where right can sometimes be faster.
That's true because...
And in Credicoaster.
Because in Indiana Jones, the left-hand side is the handicap loading. So, yeah.
But in Credicoaster moves super fast anyway, though.
It's really paying attention to which side loads the handicap. That's one of the biggest determining factors. But we just say in general, left is best. It's not always the case, but in general, it happens to be the case. Can we do Getaway today for VIP tours? I don't know. I mean, it's an extra purchase, and Getaway today isn't going to give you any special benefits. Can you even book any tours through Getaway today? No, I don't think so, because those are all extra purchases. I'm looking now. I don't think you can, though. Yeah. It's just tickets, packages, and tickets and hotels. I don't see any spot on here for tours.
Adventures by Disney, but that's
they have Universal VIP on here. No. Universal's VIP experience is on here.
But I don't see Disneyland.
But I don't see Disneyland's. Yeah, I don't see Disneyland's. Universal's is, though.
That's because Universal's is something you can book on, like, the regular website, though, I think. Whereas Disneyland's, I don't think you can just book on the website.
You have to call. Yeah, you have to call. They don't even have a way for you to buy the VIP tour on Disneyland. You have to call them. They won't even let you do it online. That's like a big, like, not no-no for me, but, like, if I were thinking about doing VIP and then I went to go to book it online and I saw that I had to call, it'd be like, oh, no thanks. I'm not interested in talking to somebody.
Like the gas, there was something where I saw with, like, a gas station. It was like, please see cashier to pay. And it's like, nope, I'm going to go get my gas somewhere else.
Yeah, just drive to a different gas station rather than going in and seeing the cashier. You okay?
Yeah, I swallowed wrong. I told you, my nose is running. Like, I think Cat is, like, shedding or something.
Oh, right, guy. That is a really good question. If I could change one thing about Disneyland, what would it be? And I am not even going to try to get into it, especially since I said that we were going to leave at 8:30, and it's a little bit after 8:30. But what I am going to do is I am going to leave you with a video. I'm going to drop it in the comments. Anybody who hasn't seen it can go and watch it. Things at Disneyland that need to change. This is a video, it's kind of old, so maybe some of these things have changed since then. I don't remember what I said in there, but here it is. Dropping it in the comments right now. Things at Disneyland that need to change. I made a whole video to answer that question for you. Things that I feel like needed to change. I think that's going to be it. We are just going to leave it at that. And if you have any questions that you left in the comments that I didn't get a chance to answer, feel free to leave a comment on any of our videos, and I'll get back with you. You can also go to our Facebook group and post in the Facebook group. And either myself or one of the other people in the Facebook group will be able to answer that as best we can. I do try to keep an eye on questions in the Facebook group. I don't answer all of them if I don't have an answer for them, but I try to make sure that everybody's getting an answer. So if I see nobody's been answering, I'll at least say something just to try to help with the engagement so more people will see it and hopefully get an answer for you. But we do our best to answer questions on YouTube as well. As more comments are flowing in from videos getting more popular, it's hard to answer absolutely every comment if you're just making a statement. But if you're asking a question, I do try to at least answer all of the questions that come in through the different videos. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us here tonight. Merry Christmas to you all and a Happy New Year. If well, we're not going to do another live before the New Year, but Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all. There will be a video on Monday. There will be a video on Friday, but as a reminder, there will be no video on Christmas Day. So don't be looking for it because it won't be there. And this is essentially your video for Christmas. That's what this is. And then the following week, there will be videos as normally planned Monday, Wednesday, Friday, even on New Year's Day. You will start getting some 2025 content on New Year's Day. Thank you all for hanging out with us here tonight. I am getting distracted by my cats zooming back and forth off camera. And we're going to feed them because that's probably why they're getting frisky. It's their dinner time right now. So we thank you all again for hanging out with us. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.